I have kidnapped an alien civilization. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 151, Casting a Wide Net. So soon, Li Emo's paper was published. Professor Wu looked at the new issue of Mathematical Monthly that his assistant brought over. The headline on the cover of the monthly magazine was, "Odd Number Perfection, a problem that Euler also failed to solve." This old Wang, didn't he organize peer review? Although it was a paper written by his students, he would never allow it to be published so hastily without peer review. He frowned and opened the magazine. Why is the odd number perfection conjecture so difficult? Author, Wei Zionian, and he was immediately amused. It turned out to be a popular science article. This old Wang, he is a businessman. He understood the thoughts of the Mathematical Monthly magazine. They wanted to use Li Emo's paper to become popular in the academic circle. Professor, someone from Mathematical Monthly sent an invitation letter. The female assistant knocked on the door and handed over an envelope. Professor Wu took the invitation letter and opened it. It said that Professor Wu was sincerely invited to participate in the seminar on odd number perfection conjecture. Seminar? I didn't expect that Leo Wang, at his age, still has such courage. Maybe Mathematical Monthly can really take advantage of this opportunity to revive. At the same time, countless readers who received this issue of Mathematical Monthly were puzzled. Has Mathematical Monthly been transformed into a popular science book? Cambridge University, UK Professor Isk, who is over 70 years old, came to his office in Wilberforce at 8 o'clock in the morning. He needed to prepare for the upcoming mathematics class. Although as a senior professor, he no longer needs to teach students in person, but he believes that communicating with young people helps to keep his mind active, so he has always insisted on frontline teaching. Dear Isk, here is an invitation letter for you. Assistant Miss Paco handed over a letter. It's from China. I guess they want to invite you to attend an academic conference. As Risk's assistant, Miss Paco often receives such letters. Of course, most of them will be rejected by the professor. Since the last accidental injury to his leg, the professor has rarely participated in international academic conferences. Miss Paco, you look more beautiful today. Did you meet a new boyfriend? Risk took the envelope and joked. His qualified assistant is nearly 30 years old and still has no stable boyfriend. What are you talking about? I've always been so beautiful. Paco ran away immediately when he heard Professor Isk talking about her love life. Although the professor has always cared about her like a father over the years, she is still unwilling to share her love life with others. Professor Isk sat at his desk and decided to open the envelope. If it weren't for the Chinese characters on the envelope, he would have thrown the envelope into the trash can without hesitation. He has always been interested in the mysterious China, although there are not many scholars from there in the international mathematics community. Professor Isk is sincerely invited to participate in the review meeting of on odd number perfection conjecture. Odd number perfection conjecture? Professor Isk stood up involuntarily. A scholar in China has proved the odd number perfect conjecture? How is this possible? Risk shook his head. Although he thought it was mysterious, it was not mysterious or magical. He didn't think that the odd number perfect conjecture, which even Euler had not proved, would be proved by Chinese scholars. Risk was about to throw the invitation into the trash can, but stopped. What if it's true? I don't want to miss a moment to witness history. How did the Chinese prove the odd number perfection conjecture? Group theory or topology? For a true scholar, if he heard the truth in the morning, he would die in the evening. Missing this opportunity may be a lifelong regret. Professor Isk gently placed the invitation on his desk and dialed a transatlantic phone number. The owner of the number was Professor Fang of Tsinghua University, whom he met at the International Congress of Mathematicians. Risk, it's 3 p.m. in Yanqing now, and it should be 8 a.m. in your place. Don't you need to prepare for teaching? Professor Fang's familiar voice came from the other end of the phone. Risk said, I have been teaching for half my life, and I don't need to prepare anymore. This is what I want to consult you about. You say? Professor Fang asked. I received an invitation from China. The content of the invitation is that an unknown magazine is going to hold a seminar on the odd number perfection conjecture. I want to ask, has anyone in your country really proved the odd number perfection conjecture? Professor Isk recounted the problem he encountered. Professor Fang on the other end of the phone thought for a moment and replied, I've heard about this too. In fact, you should know the author of that paper. I know him too. Risk tried his best to recall. He didn't know many Chinese scholars. Professor Fang said, I mean you know his name. The author is Li Mo, the 18-year-old boy who proved the four-color conjecture and discovered Mo crossing. It turned out to be him. Professor Isk was shocked. At that time, the proof of the four-color conjecture set off a wave of enthusiasm in the international academic community. Later, Mo crossing was reported by the media one after another. He didn't want to know. It's a pity that the mysterious Li Mo has been avoiding the media, and the West knows very little about his identity. After hanging up the phone, Professor Isk decided to fly to China immediately. The work of magical genius is worth admiring. Why is there no air ticket? He found that there was no air ticket in the invitation letter. This magazine is too stingy. Don't they know that mathematicians are not rich? Miss Paco, help me book a ticket right away. And help me stop all the classes this week. Professor Isk shouted at the top of his voice. The same situation also happened at the University of California, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Stanford University, and the University of Paris 6th. Wei Xiaonian, relying on the idea of casting a wide net to catch more fish, sent invitations to all the world-renowned professors, since he didn't need to provide air tickets. Of course, the only one missed was Professor Smith from Princeton. Princeton, USA. Professor Smith, who was in a meeting, received a call from a confidential number. He stood up and went back to his office, leaving the scholars in the room looking at each other in bewilderment. Hello, this is Smith. After returning to the conference room, Professor Smith closed the doors and windows and called back. There was a hissing sound from the phone, but Professor Smith did not hang up. 2 minutes later, a voice came from the phone. The person you are following has a new work published and is preparing to hold an academic conference. Beep. Beep. After saying that, the phone was hung up directly. Professor Smith put down the phone and dialed another number. Hello, this is Smith. I heard that China is going to hold an academic conference recently. Is that right? You received the invitation letter. Mine might have been thrown away by your assistant as trash. You know I have too many meetings. What is it about? Can you tell me a little bit? The odd number perfect conjecture? Really? After getting a clear answer, Professor Smith put down the phone with a grim face, picked up the cup on the desk, and threw it down hard, sending glass fragments flying everywhere. Chapter 152 Academic Seminar. Yanjing International Airport. Wei Xiaonian looked at the mathematicians who arrived in the VIP hall one after another, and sweat broke out on his head. Hello, Professor Chris. Hello, Professor Paccarotti. Welcome, welcome. Miss Liu, warm welcome. There were too many people, and the cars that were group purchased in advance were not enough. He took out his mobile phone and dialed a number. Kangxi, send a few more cars. Yes, of course I will give you extra money. Wei Xiaonian, who now holds the financial power of the seminar, agreed at once. He has never received so many professors and scholars, and most of them brought assistants. An old professor from France even brought 5 students. It seems that the welfare benefits in France are very good. At this time, Wei Xiaonian regretted that he had sent so many invitations in one go. According to his previous estimate, if 1 in 10 of the invitees would come, it would be considered good. After all, mathematics professors are famous for being aloof. But now the number of people who have arrived is far more than that. If these internationally renowned mathematicians have any problems on his territory, Wei Xiaonian will be blamed. Professor Andrew. He is here too? When Wei Xiaonian saw a thin foreign man wearing glasses, he walked out of the exit. The man had a lonely look in his eyes and deliberately kept a distance from the passengers around him. He knew that this conference was far beyond his ability. Hello, Professor Wu. I'm at the international airport and I want to ask for your help. Wei Xiaonian called his mentor Professor Wu and recounted the matter. Nonsense. It's just nonsense. Do you think you can organize an international academic conference? With so many professors, if something goes wrong, can you, Wei Xiaonian, take responsibility? Professor Wu was furious when he heard Wei Xiaonian talk about the difficulties he encountered. You must do a good job of welcoming and ensuring the safety of those professors. I will let the External Relations Department of Yanda take over. For this meeting, I think Yanda should report it. He directly deprived Wei Xiaonian of the right to organize the conference through the phone. Wei Xiaonian put down the phone, feeling much more relaxed. Looking at the foreign professors who were walking shakily, he thought to himself, it seems that I still underestimated the charm of this paper. As a first-class university in China, Yanjing University is first class in organizing academic conferences. Soon, all foreign scholars who held invitations to attend the conference were arranged to stay in the Yanjing Hotel, and students who were proficient in foreign languages were arranged as translators. Professor Wu, many scholars have reported that the hotel they are staying in is not the address on the invitation letter, and they are afraid of missing the seminar. The head of the External Relations Department called to report the situation. It seems that the charm of the odd number perfect conjecture is too great. Professor Wu said on the phone, explain to them that we will take over the seminar at Yanjing University this time, so that they can rest assured that they will not be delayed in attending the meeting. Let Wei Xiaonian explain it to each visiting scholar in person. He added. In fact, Professor Wu has his own selfish motives here. As an editor of Mathematics magazine, Wei Xiaonian has established a good relationship with these well-known mathematicians. It will be of great help to his future career. This can be regarded as a kind of compensation for snatching the right to host the meeting from the magazine. After arranging everything, Professor Wu sat down and sipped his tea. He always felt that he seemed to have forgotten something. After thinking for a long time, he finally remembered. Where is the protagonist? The meeting will be held tomorrow. Where is the instigator? When Liang Mo received Professor Wu's call, he was studying books in the library. Of course, sticky glue Zhang Yazi was sitting next to him. Today, Zhang Yazi wore a pleated printed short-sleeved top and pencil pants, which made her figure look particularly slim. Why does this girl change her clothes every day? Liang Mo thought to himself. He didn't care what clothes Zhang Yazi wore, but the eyes of the classmates around him who kept prying at him from time to time made him feel uneasy. For 5 consecutive days, every time Liang Mo arrived at the library, he would find that Zhang Yazi had occupied his seat in advance. Do I really have to change my seat? He was a little hesitant. This was the place in the library with the best light and the smoothest air circulation, and the distance to the books of various subjects was not much different. Buzz. The phone vibrated, and Liang Mo took a look. Professor Wu is calling. He took the phone and walked to a secluded corridor. Hello, Liang Mo, where are you now? As soon as the call was connected, he heard Professor Wu's anxious voice. Did something happen? Liang Mo replied, Teacher, I'm reading in the library. Go to the off-campus liaison office right now. Our Yanda and the Mathematical Monthly are going to hold an academic seminar. Professor Wu said. Liang Mo asked in confusion, I don't want to attend the academic seminar. Academic seminars are generally meetings where a scholar proposes a new theory or makes new achievements, invites colleagues, and gathers together to discuss. The original intention is to promote academic exchanges. But now many schools hold seminars for the sake of profit without any new achievements. In fact, it is a pure waste of time, and he doesn't want to attend such a meeting. This seminar discusses your paper, and many well-known mathematicians from abroad are here. How can you not show up? Professor Wu heard his answer and became even more anxious. This student is first class in academic research, but his emotional intelligence is a bit low. Liang Mo understood that it seemed that the Mathematical Monthly magazine was not capable of reviewing his paper, so they came up with this idea. He immediately replied, I'll go right away. Liang Mo hung up the phone, returned to his seat, and sorted out his school bag. Where are you going? Zhang Yazi asked, because it was not yet lunchtime. Liang Mo said, the External Liaison Office. They are preparing to hold an academic conference. Unexpectedly, after hearing what he said, Zhang Yazi said in surprise, there is no meeting scheduled today. I'm from the External Liaison Office. She turned out to be an officer of the External Liaison Office. Liemo thought for a while and said, maybe they didn't tell you. It's just right. You can go with me. After leaving the library, Zhang Yazi was still confused by the news. Generally, academic seminars involving foreign affairs will notify me in advance. Am I dismissed? Soon, the two came to the office building where the external liaison office was located. Zhang, do you have any meetings to prepare for today? Zhang Yazi saw a classmate who happened to come down from upstairs and asked him. The student shook his head and said, I don't think so, Minister. I have to go to class. I'm leaving now. After that, the student left in a hurry. Did you hear that? There was no meeting at all. I guess you were deceived. Zhang Yazi said to Liemo. Liemo shook his head and ignored her, and walked straight up the stairs. Chapter 153 New Secretary Old Assistant. Student Union Activity Center, Student Union External Liaison Department, Off-Campus Liaison Office. Found it. The door of the Off-Campus Liaison Office was open. Inside the office, several teachers were busy making phone calls. Other students who serve as translators in place. Hey, send 2 more cars to the international airport. Several scholars have just arrived. Someone should also be sent to follow up from the hotel kitchen. Cleanliness and hygiene are the most basic requirements. Tell the students who are setting up the venue that the sound equipment must be debugged in advance. It seemed that they were all busy with the meeting. Liemo knocked on the door gently. A teacher wearing glasses saw him and asked, who are you looking for? Liemo said, I'm Liemo, the author of On the Perfect Conjecture of Odd Numbers and a student of Professor Wu in the Department of Mathematics. When the teacher with glasses heard this, a warm smile immediately appeared on his face. Student Liemo, please take a seat. Zhang Yazi followed him into the office, but she was relieved in her heart. It turned out to be the off-campus liaison office, not the external liaison department of the student union. It seems that I have not been dismissed. The competition within the student union is very fierce now. Recently, she has been busy helping Liemo reserve a seat every day, so she has been to the external liaison department less frequently, and she can't help feeling uneasy. At this time, the teacher saw the girl following Liemo. Zhang Yazi, I need your help with something. Liemo needs to attend a seminar tomorrow. You can be his assistant. Liemo, Zhang Yazi is the deputy director of the external relations department. She is proficient in 8 foreign languages and has received many foreign guests on behalf of our school. The teacher explained to Liemo. Liemo glanced at Zhang Yazi. This girl can speak 8 foreign languages. Although he has a photographic memory, he has no interest in languages. At present, the only foreign language he is proficient in is English. Zhang Yazi also looked at Liemo carefully. This nerd is actually the protagonist of tomorrow's academic seminar. According to the teacher, there will be many foreign scholars participating. At this time, a teacher put down the phone and handed over the list in his hand. Director, there are currently more than 20 professors and scholars from 6 countries who have arrived at Yanda, and they have been properly settled. The director with glasses took the list. Professor Andrew from Oxford, Professor Isk from Cambridge, Professor Eugen from Stanford, and Professor Abraham from Princeton. Wow, almost all the world's top universities have scholars and professors coming. Even if Yanda holds an academic conference, it is good to invite a few people on the list to attend. Now they all appeared in Yanda. It seems that the paper of Professor Wu's disciple in front of them is really attractive. Of course, Wei Xiaonian from the magazine did a good job in the early stage. After all, he sent out the invitation letters. This time, Yanda is equivalent to picking up an international academic seminar. The most difficult part of holding such a high-end academic seminar is the invitation of guests. Many well-known professors and scholars have scientific research tasks to do, and it is difficult to invite them on weekdays. In particular, when the teachers of the external liaison office of Yanda heard the professor's assistant's feedback, Wei Xiaonian did not provide round-trip tickets, and even from the airport to Yanda, they had to share a car with several people. They couldn't help but smile. Every time Yanda didn't provide special cars to pick up those professors, they complained that the hospitality was not good enough. Now they should know the benefits of Yanda. The guests attending the conference this time are all world-class mathematicians. Student Liemo, you have a heavy burden on your shoulders. The director said earnestly, I hope there will be no mistakes in your paper tomorrow, otherwise it will be an international joke. Liemo was a little unhappy when he heard him say this. Teacher, I will naturally explain the proofs and logic in the paper to them at the meeting tomorrow. If there is nothing else, I will go back first. In the world of mathematics, 1 is 1, 2 is 2, right is right, and wrong is wrong. He didn't want his work to be questioned. There is one more thing. You need decent clothes. Let Zhang Yazi go with you to buy one. The director of external relations saw that Liemo wanted to leave and quickly stopped him. Liemo shook his head. I have a new suit in my dormitory. I will attend on time tomorrow. Since the last attack on Fang Kaodi, he was reluctant to go shopping in the mall. On the one hand, it was unsafe, and on the other hand, it was a waste of time. It just so happened that the suit he wore last time had not been worn for many times. Liemo shook his head helplessly after leaving the external relations office. These troubles were all his own fault. Liemo, where shall I wait for you tomorrow? Zhang Yaz's voice came from behind him. He came back to his senses, looked at the light flashing in the girl's eyes, and said, see you at the venue tomorrow, bye. Zhang Yazi looked at his leaving figure, so tall and majestic, the world seemed to be dark, only this figure emitted a dazzling light. Nerd is so handsome. She couldn't help but jump up. I have to go back and prepare clothes for tomorrow. Liemo, who returned to the dormitory, was facing the questioning of his assistant Xiaoqing. So the school has arranged a new secretary for you. So what about me, the old assistant? Seeing her pouting, Liemo quickly explained, not a secretary, but a translator. Tomorrow, scholars from many countries will attend the conference and we need a translator. Xiaoqing could only accept this reason helplessly and returned to the room in a depressed mood. Translation. I can also speak 3 languages, Mandarin, Yanjing dialect and Pinyin. She made a face at the little bear, placed on the bedside, and the little bear still looked at her with a smile. My little bear is still the best, and never bullies me. She hugged the little bear in her arms. Yanda Hotel. When Liemo took Xiaoqing to the outside of the hotel, they found several banners hanging outside the hotel. Warmly welcome Professor Andrew from Oxford to attend the seminar at the school. Warmly welcome Professor Isk from Cambridge University to attend the seminar at the school. Warmly welcome Professor Eugen from Stanford University to attend the seminar at the school. Zhang Yazi had already been waiting outside the hotel. Today she was wearing a grey suit, which showed off her graceful and exquisite figure, and her slender and smooth calves were exposed under the suit. You're here. Seeing Liemo coming, Zhang Yazi came forward, but when she saw a girl with a good figure following behind Liemo, she stopped. Who is this? Xiaoqing was wearing a red blouse. Her big eyes were smiling and charming. The corners of her small mouth were slightly raised. She stretched out a jade hand gracefully. Classmate, hello, I'm Liemo's assistant. This nerd has an assistant, and she is so beautiful. Zhang Yazi had to stretch out her hand, and the 2 hands were gently held together. Liemo felt that the air around him seemed to be stagnant, and a hint of gunpowder was filled. He hurriedly said, classmate Zhang Yazi, the meeting is about to start. Let's go in. Chapter 154. Is there a flaw in the paper? When Liemo walked into the venue with 2 slim girls, Wei Xiaonian was looking forward to it. After the professors and scholars attending the conference entered the venue, they asked to see the paper proving the odd number perfect conjecture as soon as possible. He had already made a PPT of the paper and saved it in his computer. But this kind of paper is not something he can explain, so he can only wait for the owner of the paper to come. It was really uncomfortable to be stared at by more than 20 well-known mathematicians in the audience. Now, welcome the author of the paper, the discoverer of marxing, Liemo, to come on stage to explain on odd number perfect conjecture to everyone. Wei Xiaonian couldn't wait to invite Liemo to the stage. Liemo was wearing a dark suit, a simple white shirt, and his collar buttons were slightly unbuttoned, which made him look more heroic. The original noise in the audience suddenly became silent. Too young, too young. This was the first impression of these professors and scholars in the audience after seeing him. Liemo stood on the stage and spoke in standard Mandarin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Yanda. Today I will share with you the conjecture on the perfection of odd numbers. I will prove through mathematical proof that there are no odd numbers that meet the characteristics of perfect numbers in natural numbers. Zhang Yazi, a student beside him, was responsible for simultaneous translation. She skillfully translated Liamo's words into a standard foreign language. Of course, during this process, if you professors and scholars who have come from afar have any questions, you can raise them. Please look at the slides below. Liamo operated the computer to open the PPT. First, we can create a mathematical formula to generate all perfect numbers. Of course, there are many formulas that can generate perfect numbers. Here I use Euclid's formula. If to caret p1 is a prime number, then to caret p1, x to caret p1 is a perfect number. For example, p equals 2, to caret p1 equals 3 is a prime number, and to caret p1, x to caret p1 equals 3x2 equals 6 is a perfect number. There was no sound from the audience at this time. Scholars who have studied the odd number perfection conjecture know that this formula was deduced by the great mathematician Euclid. Here I want to introduce a new mathematical concept, virtual number. Assuming that there is an odd number that is a perfect number, then this odd number should have all the characteristics of a virtual number and also have its own special conditions. And if it can be proved that virtual does not meet any of the restrictions of a perfect odd number, then a perfect odd number cannot exist. Simply put, since a perfect odd number cannot be divided by 105, then if virtual can be divided by 105, then a perfect odd number does not exist. The eyes of the professors in the audience lit up, and they were all attracted by his novel theory. Professor S clapped his hands involuntarily. Whether this paper can prove the odd number perfection conjecture or not, this idea can also be extended to other fields of mathematics. Seeing that his talk was recognized, Liamo gradually relaxed, and his speech speed became faster and faster. Give me the characteristics of perfect numbers. Property 1 of perfect numbers. They can all be written as a sum of consecutive natural numbers. 6 equals 1 plus 2 plus 3. 28 equals 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. 496 equals 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 30 plus 31. Property 2. The sum of the reciprocals of all their factors is 2. 1 slash 1 plus 1 slash 2 plus 1 slash 3 plus 1 slash 6 equals 2. 1 slash 1 plus 1 slash 2 plus 1 slash 4 plus 1 slash 7 plus 1 slash 14 plus 1 slash 28 equals 2. Property 3. All perfect numbers end with 6 or 8. From this, we can see that there is no odd number that satisfies all the constraints. So there is no odd number that meets the characteristics of a perfect number. So far, the odd number perfect conjecture has been proved. Liamo recounted the hundreds of pages of papers in one breath. Thunderous applause broke out from the audience, and the odd number perfect conjecture that had troubled mankind for thousands of years no longer existed. Zhang Yazi showed admiration at the side. This man conquered so many international mathematicians with his gestures. Just as people in the conference room were cheering for the new progress in mathematics. Excuse me, is there a problem with the logic of the mathematical transformation you used on page 106? A voice came from the cheering crowd, and Professor Zhao Kang from Kyoto University stood up. The scene was suddenly silent. Is there a major flaw in the paper? Zhang Yazi felt that her heart was about to jump out. Liamo couldn't understand Professor Zhao Kang's Japanese with a strong accent, and he cast a questioning look at Zhang Yazi. Zhang Yazi had to repeat Professor Zhao Kang's words completely and accurately. Liamo turned the PPT to page 106 and frowned. Don't make any mistakes. Zhao sweat flowed down his forehead. After a long time, Liamo's frown eased, and he stared at Professor Zhao Kang with deep and sharp eyes and said, I'm so disappointed that you would raise this question. This shows that you don't understand the idea of my proof at all. Then he took out the chalk and wrote quickly on the blackboard, assume that n is a prime number. Soon, the blackboard was filled with dense mathematical formulas and symbols. In the corner, he wrote, so far, the conversion is complete. After writing, Liamo gently threw the chalk into the box and asked, do you understand? So that's it. It's so wonderful, so wonderful. This conversion is so magical. It's like a bridge. It's not simple. It requires too much inspiration. This young man is like a magician. Perfect paper, perfect seminar. This trip to China is worthwhile. The scholars and professors in the audience were conquered by his magical conversion, and they shouted limo, 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 limo one after another. They saw the spark of wisdom in the eyes of the young man on the stage. I didn't expect that there would be such a genius idea in the world. I was so careless, sorry. Professor Zhao Kang of Kyoto University bowed deeply. The seminar was originally held for discussion and exchange. What's wrong with you? Liemo was not impressed by this kind of behavior of bowing at every turn. If there is something wrong, it is a bit of moral kidnapping to perform such a big ceremony at every turn. If you have done nothing wrong, you don't need to apologize at all. If you have made a big mistake, no matter how many bows you make, it will not help. I didn't expect you to be so generous. It's so admirable. The professor bowed deeply again. Liemo. The last doubt was solved by him. There were so many well-known professors and scholars from all over the world in the audience, which was enough to guarantee the authenticity and correctness of the paper. Wei Zhaonian next to him immediately called the editor-in-chief of the newspaper to inform him of the result, and also described in detail the high evaluation of the paper by the guests at the meeting, and the magazine's funds were not wasted. He knew that the editor-in-chief was dissatisfied with Yanda for snatching the right to host. The following is an exchange meeting. Everyone can communicate freely. Wei Zhaonian, who had completed the task, was in a good mood. He walked to the podium and gave Liemo a thumbs up. Unexpectedly, the professors and scholars in the audience saw his action and raised their hands at the same time, giving Liemo a thumbs up. They did not speak Chinese, so they could only pay tribute to this young mathematical genius in this way. Xia King just picked up her phone and took this classic photo. Limo, I heard that you are studying for a master's degree. If you are interested in studying for a doctorate, you can come to our Cambridge. Hardy and Barrow all grew up to become world-class mathematicians in our Cambridge University. Professor Isk dragged his not so flexible leg and squeezed forward and said. Liemo smiled and said, I have no plans to study abroad at the moment. If there is an opportunity, Cambridge University must be one of the first choices. Thank you for your sincere invitation. He has always respected the older generation of mathematicians who have worked silently in the mathematics community. Chapter 155. The Crowd. The next day, a photo taken with a mobile phone went viral on social media and became a hot search. In the photo, a Chinese teenager stood on the podium and smiled, while more than 20 foreign professors in the audience raised their hands and gave a thumbs up. The picture clearly expressed that the teenager was praised. The most critical thing is the identity of the more than 20 professors in the audience. Some careful netizens circled them one by one. Among them, Professor Henry, winner of the Abel Prize for 2 times. Professor Daniel, nominee for the Fields Medal, and Franklin, winner of the Crawford Medal. These more than 20 people are all well-known figures in the international mathematics community. When the identity of a mysterious figure in the corner was revealed, netizens became even more excited. He turned out to be a respected master in the mathematics community, Professor Isk. Netizens who are familiar with the illusions in the mathematics community know that Professor Isk is known for his stubbornness. When his friend won the Nobel Prize, he specially invited him to the party, but was ruthlessly rejected. Unexpectedly, Professor Isk appeared in China and gave a thumbs up. What did the Chinese boy on the stage do to win their respect? Who is the Chinese boy? Where was the photo taken? Countless netizens started searching. At this time, an article published on the official website of the Mathematical Monthly was discovered by confident netizens. The title of the article is, Congratulations to Yanda Liemo for completing the proof of the odd number perfect conjecture. In the article, it is described in detail that Liemo's odd number perfect conjecture has passed the review of international peers, including Professor Isk, Professor Daniel, Professor Franklin, and it is announced that this paper will be published in the next issue of the monthly magazine. Liemo, the discoverer of the Emo star. The memory of the internet is both short-lived and permanent. Short-lived means that the heat of the news will soon pass, and permanent means that these records will be kept on the internet forever and can be checked at any time. Netizens easily found out the identity of the boy in the photo. He is Liemo, who has solved world problems twice and discovered new planets in the solar system. This master is amazing. When the master makes a move, it's a big deal. I heard that he is only 18 years old and already a graduate student. A graduate student who can prove such a question will probably graduate soon. An alumnus of Yanda University left a message on it. Master Liemo has a Weibo account. Everyone go and give him some support. At this time, Liemo was reading in the library, and his phone kept buzzing. He picked it up and saw Weibo prompts. You have new messages. Weibo prompts. You have new messages. Weibo prompts. You have new messages. He had no choice but to turn off the notification permission of Weibo and then click on his home page. Congratulations to the master for solving a difficult problem. Congratulations to the master for his new achievement. Why doesn't the master update his Weibo account? That's because the master is very busy. What do you know? Overnight, the number of messages on Weibo increased by hundreds of thousands, and the number of fans increased by millions. Liemo also stopped and posted a short post on Weibo. Hello everyone, this is just a small achievement, not worthy of such praise. 1 second later, someone left a message. A great god is a great god. This RNC is so scary. Some netizens even posted a hidden poem. Liling did not have the husher. How could he know it silently? The most sad thing is that in the Bashan Mountains, cattle and sheep run to the Red D. Liemo looked at the increasing number of messages and shook his head. Today's netizens are too talented. It is always pleasant to see that your academic achievements are welcomed. Liemo was in a good mood throughout the morning. Zhang Yazi, who helped him save a seat, no longer disturbed him and even helped him return the book. Now I just wait for the paper to be published and complete the task. At this time, Zia King sent a WeChat message. Boss, Penguin.com wants to interview you. Liemo replied, no. Boss, Zaogal.com makes an appointment for an interview. Liemo replied, no. He rejected the interview requests from dozens of media in one breath. He didn't want to waste his limited time on these meaningless things. Boss, Huago TV wants to interview you. Liemo replied, no. About half an hour later, Professor Wu called. Silly boy, you are so brave. You dare to refuse the interview of Huago TV. Professor Wu on the other side of the phone was obviously suppressing his emotions. Is he here to blame? Liemo replied, hasn't the interview been conducted before? There is no need to be on TV all the time. It's a waste of time. Such opportunities should be left to those who need them. No matter what, you must accept the interview of the TV station and complete it seriously. This is the task I give you. Professor Wu was afraid that his stupid student would give up. Liemo picked up his mobile phone helplessly and sent a WeChat message to his assistant. Accept the interview of the TV station and arrange a time as soon as possible. For these troublesome things, his principle has always been to cut the Gordian knot and solve them as quickly as possible. In the evening, Liemo took the car of the security bureau to the studio of the TV station. The host of this program turned out to be Zhang Yuiyu. Zhang Yuiyu is one of the 4 leading actresses of the TV station, known for her beautiful appearance and sharp words. Today she wore a pink set with a black V-neck lining, which made her look sensual but not dignified. Student Liemo, you are too hard to invite. This is the first time our TV station has been rejected. Sure enough, at the beginning, Zhang Yuiyu's cherry mouth was angry. Is this a later settlement? But it's not the later period yet. Liemo smiled and said, it's my honor to be invited. I've been interviewed once, so I wanted to give the opportunity to someone who needs it more. Dear audience friends, we can clearly see that Liemo is a man of high moral character. Zhang Yuiyu said jokingly, now let us formally introduce today's guest, Liemo from Yan University. Some of you may have some impression of this name, and some may be completely unfamiliar with him. Because he is not a big star with millions of fans, nor is he a big businessman with a net worth of tens of billions. He is a scientist. Liemo interjected at this time and said, I'm still a graduate student, and can only be regarded as a scientific researcher. Zhang Yuiyu was caught off guard by Liemo's sudden interjection. Her cheeks flushed, and she continued with a smile, scientific researcher, a good name. It is this scientific researcher who has solved 2 world-class mathematical problems in a row and discovered the MO star that no one has discovered for hundreds of years. Today he has made a new achievement, which is to prove the perfect conjecture of odd numbers. Please look at the big screen now. The director signaled that the signal had been switched. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 156, Back on TV. The big screen of the TV showed the achievements Liemo had made in the past few years. Even his kindergarten teacher appeared on the screen. He was praised for eating more than others when he was young. Then the elementary school teacher, the middle school teacher, and the neighbor aunt came on stage one after another. In short, everyone said that Liemo was born with a different appearance since he was a child. Was I so amazing when I was a child? Liemo doubted whether the person described on the TV screen was him. Then he told how he was admitted to Yan University because of the collapse conjecture, proved the 4-color conjecture, and discovered new planets in the solar system at Yan University, and graduated early. He also won the National Natural Science Award, the highest award in the scientific community in China. And now he has proved the odd number perfect conjecture. Liemo thought to himself, tonight, many high school students will be severely educated by their parents who have watched the show. Because this is also what he had experienced before. Every time a child with good academic performance came to his house, or even when his mother heard that the neighbor's child had won an award, he would be punished. This became one of the few shadows in his childhood. The last scene played was the scene when Liemo won the National Natural Science Award. He held the microphone and said with tears in his eyes, "This incident made me understand the truth. That is, science may be borderless, but scientists have nationalities." At this point, the big screen was frozen on this scene. Zhang Yuyu pursed her lips and revealed 2 shallow dimples on her cheeks. This sentence is so well said, and it deeply reveals the essence of some things happening in the world. Although she praised his speech, he didn't dare to speak out some of the deeper connotations. Liemo continued, "These are all my personal experiences, and they only represent my personal views." Zhang Yui's long eyelashes flickered, and her bright eyes stared at him. The young man in front of him seemed to have a pure energy. "Now you have solved another world problem, a problem that even Euler couldn't solve. Doesn't it mean that your mathematical attainments have reached the world-class level? After all, Euler is known as the greatest mathematician in history." Hearing the host compare him with Euler, Liemo waved his hands and said, "The evaluation of mathematician's status is not based on how many mathematical problems he has solved, but on what new mathematical theories he has created. Euler's Introduction to Infinitesimal Analysis, Principles of Differential Calculus and Principles of Integral Calculus are all classic works in the mathematical world. He is also the founder of analytic number theory and proposed the Euler identity. And the Riemann hypothesis is based on the complex form of the Euler identity. A mathematician's energy is limited. Euler's failure to solve this problem does not mean that he cannot solve it. Maybe he just doesn't want to waste time on it. So in front of real mathematicians, I'm just a child playing on the beach, just occasionally picking up a beautiful shell." Liemo respects those pioneers who have cut through the thorns in the field of mathematics. Because of their existence, all branches of mathematics are flourishing now. At the same time, he knew that it was just self-entertainment to dream of getting the title of mathematician, just because he solved a few difficult problems. Seeing that Liemo kept a low profile, Zhang Yuyu liked him even more. As a host, she had interviewed many well-known entrepreneurs and scientists, but none of them seemed as sincere as this young man. His words sounded like they came from the heart, not a kind of false modesty. At this time, the assistant handed over a note from the side. She opened it and took a look, then asked with a smile. An audience friend raised an interesting question. "Your achievements in mathematics are inspiring countless Chinese teenagers. For normal people, is studying mathematics a good career direction?" As Liemo repeatedly solved world-class problems, a mathematics fever also arose in society, and many parents specially signed up for Olympiad classes for their children. Liemo thought for a moment, raised his head and said sincerely, mathematics is the cornerstone of all natural sciences and the crystallization of human mind. Learning mathematics well can lay a solid foundation for the industry you will be engaged in the future. But, he changed the subject and said sincerely facing the camera, mathematics is a subject that emphasizes one's own talent. It is easy to learn basic mathematics, but high-end mathematics is very difficult. If you want to make contributions in the field of mathematics, it is even more difficult. After thinking for a while, he added, the gap between ordinary people and people who are truly talented in mathematics is obvious. It is not as simple as getting a few more points in the exam. Mathematicians have a unique understanding of numbers and logic. If a mathematician does not make achievements before the age of 35, then it is very likely that he will be unknown all his life. So I would like to advise those students who are ready to make mathematics their lifelong career, to do what they can. We can cite many successful examples, and we can also cite many failed examples. Don't be blinded by survivor bias. After Liemo finished speaking these words, he nodded at the camera. You are really a different person. Most successful people will talk about their success experience on stage and encourage others to move forward. But you are here to undermine the public's confidence. Zhang Yuyu was puzzled why he said that. The main camera also aimed at Liemo, capturing the subtle expressions on his face. Liemo said frankly, there are many reasons for success, but there is only one reason for failure, that is, he did not succeed. There are 360 professions, and there are top talents in every profession. Everyone has their own talents and hobbies. Only by finding something they like to do, can life be more exciting. The purpose of what I said just now is to tell all parents that maybe your child is not the next Liemo, but he may become the new Yao Ming, the new Lang language. Chinese parents like to follow the trend the most. When Lang Lang won an international award, many parents sent their children to learn piano. As if there is no future without learning piano. When Liemo discovered marxing, all the telescopes on the market were sold out. He has suffered from it since he was a child, so he took the opportunity of appearing on a TV show to appeal for those little classmates. Zhang Yuyu nodded repeatedly. In fact, everyone understood the truth, but no one dared to say it so bluntly. The director then signaled that the program was about to end. Zhang Yuyu took the microphone and said, "Thank you again to Liemo for coming to our studio today. He said something worth thinking about. We also wish him greater achievements in his future scientific research." Cut. The director indicated that the signal had been switched. Everyone at the scene relaxed. After an hour of continuous recording, they were all very tired. Chapter 157, the first half of the life of the big-headed Pajero man. So I'm here to advise those students who are ready to make mathematics their lifelong career to do their best. We can cite many successful examples, and we can also cite many failed examples. Don't be confused by the survivor bias. Liemo picked up a dumpling and looked at the screen on TV with some surprise. He didn't expect that his speech was not edited out by the program team. You look pretty handsome on TV, but isn't that too much? Zia King brought out another plate of dumplings and frowned while watching TV. Indeed, as a person who has made great achievements in mathematics, he should call on everyone to learn mathematics, but he did the opposite. Liemo shook his head and didn't answer. Instead, he took a bite of the dumpling. Well, it tastes really good. Beep beep beep, the new task has been completed. When Liemo was reading in the room, the system prompt sound suddenly rang in his mind. It seems that the paper has been published in the Mathematical Monthly. Pajero, he called in his heart. Grey fog filled the air, and a pink learning machine appeared. Task: young man, keep up the good work. Requirements: solve an unsolved mathematical problem. Task progress. 100% reward. 200,000 subject experience points, already issued, 1 ordinary lottery. 200,000 subject experience points are enough to upgrade mathematics by 1 level. Liemo thought to himself, and clicked on the task attributes 1. Mathematics level. 5. 101,500 over 200,000. 2. Physics level. 4. 2, hundredths, 000. 3. Chemistry level. 0, 0 hundredths, 4. Biology level. 4, 2, hundredths, 0, 0, 0, 5. Intelligence level. 3 plus 1 available points. 200,000. My intelligence has also been upgraded by 1 level. I can ask 2 questions this time. The unexpected upgrade of intelligence surprised Liemo. He manipulated the system to add all the points to the mathematics subject. Attributes after upgrading. 1. Mathematics level. 6, 10 1500 / 500,000. 2. Physics level. 4, 2000 / 100,000. 3. Chemistry level. 0, 0 hundredths, 4. Biology level. 4, 2000 / 100,000. 5. Intelligence level. 3 plus 1 available points. 0. Mathematics has finally reached level 6, which is already considered a high-end mathematical talent. The highest level of each subject is level 10, and level 6 and above are high-end professionals. System prompt: congratulations on your chance to win a regular lottery. Do you want to draw now? Start the lottery immediately. Prizes for the lottery wheel. 1. The Grand Unified Theory of the Universe. 2. A superluminal reconnaissance ship. 3. A subliminal transport ship. 4. 2 small pieces of pure crystals. 5. Waste fuel from a level 3 civilization spacecraft. 6. A blank piece of paper. Liemo gently turned the big turntable, and the pointer turned rapidly. Congratulations on obtaining the waste fuel of a 5.3 level civilization spaceship. A transparent plastic kettle appeared in front of him, filled with blue liquid. Is this the fuel of the alien spaceship? Liemo picked up the kettle and shook it. The fuel in the kettle should be a viscous liquid. After thinking for a while, he threw the kettle into the backpack. Based on the experience gained from previous experiences, Liemo knew that the items obtained from the system lottery had special uses. Question time. Liemo had not thought about the questions he wanted to ask this time. In fact, he had always wanted to ask some knowledge about alien science and technology, but such questions obviously violated the general principles of the law of cosmic civilization. With the idea of not wasting any opportunity, Liemo asked the foggy podium, "Can I ask questions?" "Yes, please ask your questions." The voice of the big-headed Pajero man came from the podium. "I want to know your life experience." Liemo felt that he had asked an excellent question. The answer to this question was specific and contained rich content, and it would not violate the rules. Perhaps we can get some Pajero science from the experience of the big head. The grey fog filled the high platform, and the light flickered. The big head Pajero seemed to be communicating something. "You are getting smarter." The Pajero also realized that this question was actually a borderline. "It's a pity. This question is not against the rules." "What a pity." Liemo was delighted. His research on the general principles of cosmic civilization law became more and more thorough. "According to your Earth time, I'm 516 years old and have undergone 2 full body replacements," the big head Pajero said. Full body replacement? Liemo did not understand what full body replacement meant. Did it mean that all the organs in the body were replaced? But if he asked the question at this time, it would be equivalent to wasting an opportunity to ask a question, so he chose to be patient. "I was born on the planet KV 12316. 3 light years away from my mother planet. In the IQ test at the age of 5, I scored 316 points. This score is in the lower middle level of the entire Pajero civilization." Perhaps because he was afraid that Liemo would not understand, the big head Pajero took the initiative to explain this time. 316 points means I can only choose to do some technical work. For example, being a teacher. Of course, the profession of teachers on our planet Pajero is very different from that on your Earth. As far as I know, the classrooms on your Earth are responsible for teaching and educating people, spreading and delivering human scientific and cultural knowledge, and even becoming life mentors for students. It is a very glorious and responsible profession. The Pajero people have long realized the inculcation of knowledge. We can instill scientific and cultural knowledge directly into people's brains through brainwave machines, so the teacher's duty is only to operate the brainwave machine, which is no different from the workers, who tighten screws on your earth. The universe is vast. Although the territory of the Pajero people is large, there is not enough energy and space to carry hundreds of billions of Pajeros. In order to control the population, those of us Pajeros with an IQ below average have lost the right to reproduce. Of course, I don't have any spouse or offspring. The first 200 years of my life were spent on a desolate fringe planet. It is located on the edge of the galaxy and has no native intelligent life. The planet's atmosphere is highly active and filled with helium. A floating creature that feeds on helium is scattered throughout the air. We call it Mu. Mu is a tiny creature that can absorb helium and convert it into a complex organic matter through chemical reactions in its body. Scientists have studied and found that this organic matter can be used as fuel for superluminal spacecraft after simple processing. The Pajero government has positioned this planet as an energy planet and named it Mu Planet. The Pajero people have built many such Mu collection plants on this planet, which obtain Mu floating in the atmosphere by means of adsorption and filtration. Trillions of Mus are captured every year, made into fuel and shipped away. This has been going on for more than 500 years. When I came to Mu Planet, my days on planet Mu ended unexpectedly on a rest day. Every rest day is a day that Pajero workers look forward to. On this day, we can enjoy the entertainment facilities and the collection plant without any Pajero points being deducted. Chapter 158 Mu's Secret. Of course, I would not give up this good opportunity. When the first round of starlight shone on the earth, I came to the entertainment room with my friends. I can still remember clearly that I chose a real 3D adventure game at that time. In the game, when I was holding weapons and fighting those Gilu beasts, there was a huge explosion outside. Speaking of this, the big-headed Pajero man on the platform stopped for a long time, as if immersed in memories. I took off the brainwave device, and the floor of the entertainment room began to tremble. A long alarm sounded from outside. This was something we had never experienced before. The Pajero workers in the entertainment room ran out in panic. At this time, we found that the atmosphere outside was filled with red fog. Red fog has never appeared on the planet Mu. Explosions and bright flames continued to be heard from another Mu collection plant a few kilometers away. The red fog in the atmosphere actually began to explode. The energy generated by the explosion tore the flesh of the nearby Pajeros. Pajeros kept falling around me in this explosion. An unprecedented fear emerged in my mind. In a panic, I rushed to the transfer warehouse, where an unmanned space transport ship used to transport fuel was parked. Fortunately, the explosion did not affect me along the way. In the transfer warehouse, the robot was moving the collected Mu fuel onto the transport ship according to the program design. I controlled the robot to move myself onto the ship and close the hatch, and switched to manual mode. Soon, I controlled the transport ship to leave the planet Mu amid constant explosions. Looking through the transparent windows, the entire planet Mu was covered with this red fog, and there were constant flashes in the red fog. The transport ship arrived at its destination smoothly. After opening the hatch, a team of special forces in protective clothing had already completely blocked the airport. I and everyone else who appeared at the airport were taken to a closed interrogation room. Of course, I told the interrogator everything I saw and heard on the planet Mu. Because no Pajero can keep a secret under their interrogation methods, I was released not long after staying in the interrogation room. I was told that I would get a new job, that is, a teacher. And everything that happened on the planet Mu was as if it had never happened. There was not even a word about it in the news. The planet Mu then disappeared from the star map, as if the planet no longer existed. As a teacher, I also started a new life. Every day, I impart knowledge to the Pajero children according to the instructions of the super brain, and guide them on how to use the knowledge memory transplanted in their brains. Some children will panic about the sudden increase in memories in their brains. At this time, as teachers, we have to comfort and guide them. What happened on the planet Mu has become my permanent memory. As time went by, I finally saved up a large amount of Pajero points. I rented a spaceship from the Star Tourism Bureau and headed for the starfield coordinates of the planet Mu in my memory. As a result, the star field there was empty. If it weren't for the nearby Mu companion star, I would have thought that more than 200 years were an illusory dream. The disappearance of Mu has become an unsolvable mystery in my heart. As an ordinary Pajero person, I don't have the authority to read the starfield log. I can only hide this doubt deeply in my heart, because I know that if I rashly mention this topic to outsiders, it will bring unnecessary trouble. As brainwave machines become more and more mature, there are fewer and fewer unexpected situations in the indoctrination of knowledge, and the number of teacher positions is also decreasing. The person in charge of the organization has repeatedly hinted to me that it might be time to choose a new career. At this time, the big event happened. That is, your body and all the Pagerus were mysteriously connected together. The Academy of Sciences had to use the immature dimension converter in advance. The Academy of Sciences informed the recruited volunteers in advance that there was a high probability of various accidents during the dimension conversion, and it was impossible to be converted back to the original dimension. This was a long-awaited opportunity for me at the time. If the conversion was successful, the Pajero Science List would definitely list me as a pioneer. It was the dream of all Pagerus to be on the Science List. If the conversion was unsuccessful, it would just disappear into thin air. For me who had no worries, it was also a good destination. After becoming a volunteer, I made the only request, which was to have the right to read the confidential files of Muir Star. Because time was tight, and in their view, becoming a test subject meant that they would lose the opportunity to communicate with normal Pagerus forever, and soon, this request was approved. Pajero folklore says that old confidential files are stored in a place that will never be discovered. So I was full of curiosity about it. Even though I was mentally prepared, I was still stunned by the scene in front of me when I got off the spaceship. It turned out that the confidential files were stored inside a modified Death Star. According to confidential documents, Mu was covered with red fog within a planetary day. This fog would cause violent explosions in the atmosphere. As time went on, the explosion became more and more powerful, and finally the entire surface of Mu was shrouded in this explosion. None of the 10 collection plants on the planet survived the explosion, and tens of thousands of Pajero people died. Only dozens of people, like me, escaped on transport ships. The Academy of Sciences launched a detection spacecraft to Mu after the explosion. The detection results showed that the red fog was another form of Mu organisms. The peaceful microorganism Mu transformed itself into a bomb through form transformation. According to the Academy of Sciences, the explosion on Mu will last for tens of thousands of years. It has lost its meaning to the Pajero people, and it is necessary to completely destroy it physically. At the same time, the loss of tens of thousands of people will cause social unrest in the Pajero people, and the consequences of this unrest are unpredictable, so everything about the planet Mu has been deleted from the database. But why did the Mu microorganisms, which do not have intelligence, suddenly transform their forms collectively? This was the question I had when I saw the confidential document. With such a question, I found an internal report of the Academy of Sciences that mentioned the planet Mu. In the report, Pajero's top scientists explained this phenomenon. Countless Mu microorganisms evolved collective consciousness under the threat of the Pajero collection factory, and this consciousness has a certain degree of wisdom. All Mu microorganisms became part of this collective consciousness, and under its guidance, Mu completed the transformation of form. It took the form of explosion to drive away outsiders, and at the same time, the evolution speed of this collective life is unpredictable. In order to avoid the emergence of an uncontrolled new civilization, the Pajero senior management chose a once-and-for-all solution. It seems that the Mu consciousness succeeded and failed. After reading the confidential document, I have one less thing to worry about. At that time, thousands of volunteers signed up to participate in the dimension conversion experiment. Most of them were believers in science, and were willing to devote themselves to science. Unexpectedly, I, a person with ulterior motives, was the only one who succeeded in the end. And so, I came into your mind, and became a two-dimensional projection. Chapter 159 Body Replacement. Muia Creatures. Collective Consciousness. The story told by the big-headed Pajero people deeply shocked Liemo. He didn't expect that microorganisms at the bottom of the food chain could actually form a collective consciousness with wisdom. the wonder of life can be seen. The means by which the Pajero people treated this new civilization also made him shudder. The miracle of life in the universe was simply strangled in the bud by them. Sure enough, the cruel law of dark forest is prevalent in the vast universe. Liemo was deeply shocked by this story. After a long silence, he asked, "Can I ask the second question now?" "Excuse me?" Liemo asked. "Why can the lifespan of you Pajero people reach 500 years? Just now, the big-headed Pajero mentioned in the story that he has lived for more than 500 years. According to the laws of nature, few carbon-based creatures with advanced intelligence can live for more than 200 years. On Earth, the lifespan of humans is about 100 years. Turtles are a symbol of longevity, but the longest-lived turtle Harriet only lived for 176 years, and finally died of heart failure. Of course, what is discussed here is the lifespan of higher organisms. Just like a car, the higher the configuration and the more functions it has, the greater the chance of breaking down. There are many simple organisms on Earth, such as the Teratopsis dohrnii, the ocean clam, and the Antarctic sponge, all of which may live for more than 500 years. But their structures are very simple and not comparable. The platform was filled with grey fog, and the big-headed Pajero was silent for a moment. Survival and reproduction are the instincts of all organisms, and we Pagerus are no exception. In fact, the original average natural lifespan of us Pagerus was only about 50 years, and the short lifespan of 50 years has become a shackle on the development of civilization. Therefore, after the Pajero civilization developed a level 2 civilization, it gave priority to the development of biotechnology and developed gene coding recombination technology. By transforming genetic information, it broke this shackle. Of course, after breaking the shackles, the average lifespan of the Pagerus is only about 200 years. Presumably, you have studied biology, and you should know that the biological cells of carbon-based organisms need oxygen when generating energy. Oxygen can be said to be one of the necessary conditions for the life of carbon-based organisms. But oxygen is actually a chronic poison. Most of the oxygen that cells obtain through respiration reacts with organic matter to produce the energy needed by carbon-based organisms, and a small part is converted into oxygen-free radicals. An oxygen atom is composed of a nucleus and extranuclear electrons. The nucleus is composed of protons and neutrons. Some oxygen atoms will lose extranuclear electrons during the metabolism process. Oxygen atoms that lose extranuclear electrons are called free radicals. Since free radicals are positively charged, they will plunder electrons from neighboring molecules. When a neighboring molecule loses an electron, it will also be converted into a free radical, which will form a chain reaction, and the lifespan of carbon-based organisms will be limited. At the same time, from another perspective, the process of oxygen and organic matter is essentially an oxidation process, which is a slow burning. The body of carbon-based organisms is also an organism, and the oxidation of oxygen is bound to cause damage to the body. Breathing, which seems to be the most natural thing for humans, is actually a kind of burning. This novel view attracted Liemo. He listened quietly. He wanted to know how the Pajero people solved the trouble caused by this innate breathing instinct. After entering level 3 civilization, the technology of complete gene recombination has matured. The Pajero people can create a new body in the laboratory according to the genetic code. The genetic code of this new body is exactly the same as that of the old body, so there will be no rejection reaction. On average, every 150 years, the Pajero people need to completely replace a new body. After the replacement, the original memory in the brain will be instilled into the new body through the brainwave machine. In this way, every 150 years, you become a brand new you. Of course, this also costs a huge number of Pajero points. Completely replace the new body. Memory transplant? Is the person transformed in this way still the original person, even if he has the same genetic code and memory as the original body? On Earth, the development of genetic cloning technology has also caused great ethical controversy. Can humans really become creators? It seems that the desire for longevity has enabled the Pajero civilization to cross this gap. So, theoretically, the lifespan of the Pajero people can be infinite. But in practice, we Pagerus have not yet crossed the 1000-year lifespan limit. Some Pagyros who are already 800 years old often mysteriously lose consciousness after sleeping. The most famous one is an old man who was lucky enough to live to 999 years old. The authorities conducted all-round monitoring on him and broadcast it live globally in the media, but he blinked his eyes gently during the live broadcast and then lost consciousness. Now consciousness has become the research object of the Pajero people, but the progress is slow. The Academy of Sciences predicts that, after entering the 6th level civilization, the lifespan of our Pajero people will increase significantly. The answer to your question is between 800 and 999 years old. It turns out that the Pajero people gain an increase in lifespan through complete body replacement, which is not infinite, and is also bound by mysterious consciousness. New task released. Task: young man, get recognition from the world. Explanation: academic reputation is an invisible force, which represents the degree of attention your work receives from the world. Requirements: win an international award. Reward: 100,000 subject experience points, 1 ordinary lottery. Time limit: 30 days. Accept yes/no international awards. Liemo has never been interested in academic awards. In his opinion, awards are an affirmation of academic achievements. If there are no heavyweight academic achievements, it would be counterproductive to pursue awards blindly. So he spent all his time on studying, and the awards he won in China were all won by his teachers. He only knew of Nobel and Fields among the well-known foreign awards. But these 2 awards are difficult to achieve with his current achievements. Except, Liemo has now formed a kind of inertia. The tasks of the learning assistance system are carefully considered and linked together. Since the system has proposed this task, it means that his recent achievements have attracted the attention of domestic and foreign peers. These 100,000 points are equivalent to picking up for nothing. He felt that he was getting more and more familiar with the style of the learning assistance system. Sometimes it will give tasks that seem difficult to complete, but by chance, he can also stumble and complete the tasks. Sometimes seemingly simple tasks require racking your brains to complete. Papa, someone is knocking on the door. Liemo, the new issue of Mathematics Weekly has been published, and the magazine has sent us a sample copy. Zaya King shouted cheerfully outside the door. The entire cover was printed with perfect conjecture of odd numbers. Liemo gently turned the first page, and the photo that was hotly discussed on the internet was prominently published on the title page. There were also subtitles on it. He is an 18-year-old boy who has solved 2 world-class problems in succession. He once discovered the last planet in the solar system, and now he has made another huge breakthrough. How about it? My photography skills are not bad. Zaya King said with a sly expression on her face. The magazine also gave me a sum of money as copyright fee for the photo. Chapter 160 Toner. Liemo flipped through the Mathematical Monthly and found that the entire magazine only published his paper. At the back, there was also a record of Wei-Zionian's interviews with professors and scholars who participated in the seminar. Reporter: what do you think of this paper? Professor Isk, Cambridge University, perfect proof logic, perfect paper. Liemo's work is great, and the Lie transformation he used in the paper will bring new inspiration to the mathematical community. Professor Paccarotti, University of California, from now on, there is a rising star in the mathematical community. I look forward to seeing Liemo appear on the podium of the Fields Medal one day in the future. Professor Zhao Kang, Kyoto University. Liemo is a rare mathematical genius. His wisdom conquered me. He is the common pride of us Asians. How about it? Are you in a good mood after seeing these comments? Zaya King did not leave, but observed Liemo's expression from the side. Liemo gently closed the magazine and put it on the desk, saying lightly, these are all past achievements, and I never care about how others evaluate them. A breeze blew outside the door, blowing up the messy manuscripts on the desk. Seeing this, Zaya King rolled up her sleeves and began to tidy up the drafts on her desk. Her 10 fingertips were like bamboo shoots, her wrists were like white lotus roots, and there was a faint fragrance. Liemo felt a little embarrassed. He was not used to others tidying up his desk, especially a beautiful girl. But he couldn't say anything. I'm going out for a walk, he said hurriedly, and then slipped out of the dormitory. The weather was fine, the weak willow branches fluttered in the wind, and a group of birds were chirping on the trees. A group of young people were playing basketball, talking and laughing as they walked towards the basketball court. I wonder how Lan Zichen is doing recently, Liemo thought to himself. Beep beep beep, the phone rang. When he opened it, it was Wei Xiaonian from the Mathematical Monthly. Hello, this is Liemo. He answered the phone. Master, congratulations. Wei Xiaonian's high-pitched voice came from the phone. Since Liemo decided to publish the paper in their magazine, he changed his address to Liemo from Big Brother to Master. Wei Xiaonian sounded in a good mood, so Liemo didn't say anything, but just listened to him. This issue of Mathematics Monthly sold 5 million copies, setting a record for the magazine, and readers kept calling to request more copies. Liemo, HMM. The magazine decided to give bonuses to all employees this month, which is the first time in history. HMM. That old-fashioned editor-in-chief Wang is now very friendly when he sees me, which makes me very uncomfortable. HMM. There is another thing. Several foreign magazines have sent letters wanting to reprint your paper. Editor-in-chief Wang decided to give them a hard blow. Do you have an English version of your paper, or do you need the magazine to organize people to translate it? Liemo frowned. Foreign magazines want to reprint? It seems that good wine needs no bush, but this is also a good thing, which can just increase his popularity abroad. He replied, when I wrote the paper, I wrote an English version. I'll send it to you later. That's great. The magazine can save the translation fee again. Wei Xiaonian said excitedly. It seems that his current frugality has been deeply influenced by editor-in-chief Wang. Our magazine is going to hold a celebration banquet. You, the #1 hero, want to attend? No. Liemo hung up the phone and decided to visit Lan Zichen. Lan Zichen still lives off campus, so visiting him requires going out of school. Liemo picked up the phone and notified Xiaoqing to go with him. According to the 3 rules they made, off campus, Xiaoqing has the right to provide close protection for Liemo. He attaches great importance to keeping his promise. 10 minutes later, Xiaoqing appeared in front of him. This girl is really not simple. In just a few minutes, she changed into a set of clothes. She wore a slim-cut grey suit jacket, a white slim t-shirt, and carried a black briefcase. She looked capable and feminine. How is it? Doesn't it look like an assistant? Xiaoqing noticed that Liemo was observing her clothes, and a blush appeared on her face. Liemo said, you are an assistant. This time, without Dafei's guidance, they took some effort to enter this high-end community. In the end, it was Lan Zichen's aunt who came downstairs and led them in. Young master has been in a good mood recently and has been going to class every day. He will be happy to see you come to visit him. The kind aunt chatted about Lan Zichen's every little bit. It seems that she really values Lan Zichen. Young master, your friends are here. Liemo pushed open the door. Lan Zichen was walking to the door with a cane. Compared with before, he was obviously fatter. He was wearing home clothes and his hair was meticulously groomed. Liemo, Miss Xia. Lan Zichen seemed a little excited when he saw the two of them. Auntie, go to the supermarket downstairs to buy some lotus seeds. I want to eat the lotus seed soup you make tomorrow morning, he said to the aunt who was mopping the floor. The 3 watched the aunt close the door and leave. Xiaoqing took out a strange instrument from her bag and pressed the switch. The indicator light flashed a few times and then turned green. She nodded to Liemo. How is it? Liemo asked with concern. The JNT body you invented is so effective. My muscles have not continued to shrink. In the examination a few days ago, some of the necrotic neurons showed signs of recovery. Lan Zichen came to the living room with his bachelor and poured a glass of water for each of them. Liemo looked at his slightly difficult movements and did not stop him because this was Lan Zichen proving to them. The JNT body can only neutralize the biological toxins produced by you. It seems that the recovery of neurons is the body's own repair of damaged cells. He thought for a while and said, did you send the records of your physical examination to Brother He? Lan Zichen said, I record the changes in my body every day. Every time Brother He delivers medicine, I send him the data. I'm your patient number 0. There was a bit of mischief on his childlike face. How are your studies going now? If you can't stick to it, you can apply to the department to defer a few courses. Liemo knew that Yan University students had a heavy workload. Although Chen Shuxian's condition was under control, it was impossible for him to study and live like a normal person. Chen Shuxian looked out the window with a distant gaze and said with a firm face, "I have lost too much time. If I want to make achievements in academics, I must do my best. Of course, you also know that I'm a genius who is no less than you, so don't worry about me." Liemo looked at his expression and knew that he couldn't persuade him, so he didn't say anything. "I heard that you have proved another world-class problem. Now it's a hot topic on the internet. You are called a young leader in China's scientific research community." Chen Shuxian took out his mobile phone and said, "It's just a coincidence. Don't forget that mathematics is my main profession." Liemo knew that he must be paying attention to him silently. Chen Shuxian's eyes were shining. "I follow you on Weibo and become your fan." "Fan?" Liemo was a little confused. "It's your fans. Your name is Liemo, so your fans are naturally emo fans," Chen Shuxian explained. Liemo didn't know whether to laugh or cry. The young people nowadays. Chapter 161 Limo Conversion. Mom, that mathematician's name is Galois, not Jahuata, and he died in a duel, not because of physical reasons. Then he was killed in a duel, because he studied too much mathematics and his health was not good. This reason made Liemo a little amused. "Okay, you know how good your son's health is, and he also won the championship of the 10,000 meter long distance race in the school sports meeting. I know, I will definitely take care of my health, and you and dad should also take care of yourselves. I deposited another 100,000 yuan in your bank card, and you should not be too frugal in your daily life." Liemo put down the phone and sighed. His mother saw on TV that he had proved another world problem and was very excited. However, an Aussie neighbor told her sourly that mathematicians who became famous at a young age usually have a short lifespan. Liemo's mother believed it a little, and after returning home, she searched on the internet and found that the famous mathematician Abel died at the age of 27, and the genius mathematician Galois died at the age of 21. Especially Galois, who died at the age of 21. Thinking that Liemo was about to turn 19 in 2 years, she called him in a hurry. She even asked him to put down his studies immediately and go home to attend a blind date. After his explanation, his mother finally put her mind at ease. They didn't know much about Liemo's research work. They only knew that their son appeared on TV and was praised by many people for his contribution to the country. This was enough for them. "Now we need to write the limo transformation into a paper." Liemo read the paper carefully again. At the seminar, Professor Isk's words reminded him. The magical transformation used in perfect odd numbers can be fully applied to the study of number theory and topology. He even gave it a good name, limo transformation. This name is not bad, limo transformation. Liemo felt very relieved to have a theorem named after him. He had long memorized the principles and steps of the transformation. Soon, a draft of the paper was ready. On Limo conversion. In the paper, he described in detail the specific steps of the conversion and the reference axioms, and pointed out the matters that need to be paid attention to and the necessary conditions in the Limo conversion. In the end, he used the Limo conversion to solve a difficult problem in group theory. After the Limo conversion, this problem originally required very cumbersome steps to get the answer, but now the steps have been shortened by half. It seems that the Limo conversion is still very useful. After the first attempt, Liemo felt that this conversion would definitely be welcomed by the mathematical community. He was not in a hurry to mail the completed paper, but tried to solve mathematical problems in different directions based on the Limo conversion. A formula theorem must be rigorous, and as an author, you should consider all situations. Please do not disturb me during the retreat. Liemo sent a retreat WeChat again. Xiaoqing, who was taking classes in the music department, glanced at her phone and frowned. This guy just finished a retreat and started another retreat. Is he going to die? She puffed her cheeks and frowned, which attracted the attention of a handsome boy next to her. Hello, classmate. Don't you understand? I'll teach you after class. I'm a grade 7 violinist. Xiaoqing rolled her eyes at him, packed her bag, and left the classroom. Every time the boss was in seclusion, She would always wait outside the door to feel at ease. The application of limo transformation in number theory. Okay, no problem. The application of limo transformation in function. Okay, no problem. The application of limo transformation in projective geometry. Okay, no problem. The application of limo transformation in topological geometry. Okay, no problem. After verifying the last item, Liemo finally breathed a sigh of relief. Although the complete correctness of limo transformation can be proved by mathematical proof, he always felt uneasy without verification. Office of Professor Wu, Department of Mathematics, Biluachan from Dangdangting Mountain, sent by an old friend. It's a bargain for you today. Professor Wu saw Liemo coming and took the initiative to get up and carefully took out some tea leaves from the paper bag in the cabinet and put them into the water cup. Boiling water poured into the cup and the tea leaves spiraled upward, stretching out one by one, with the fine hairs on them appearing particularly clear. Liemo looked at the green tea leaves swirling in the cup, and bursts of fragrance filled his nose. Although he didn't drink tea often, he knew that this kind of tea was worth a lot of money. Why are you here today? Professor Wu regretted it as soon as he said it. How could a teacher talk to a student like that? Ahem. Why don't you go to the library to read books? Why are you here? Liemo couldn't help laughing when he saw Professor Wu pretending to be serious. He calmly took out the paper from his bag and handed it over. Oh, you have a new work again. Professor Wu saw that he took out the paper and gave up maintaining his seriousness and quickly reached out to take it. On limo conversion? It seems that you have a new idea. Liemo took a sip of tea, and the fragrance was pleasant and lingering in his mouth. He smiled and said, I think the conversion used in the last paper can also be applied to other mathematical fields, so I copied it out separately. Of course, this was inspired by other mathematicians in the seminar. Professor Wu stared at the paper and said, this is why first-class universities like to hold seminars. There are more and more branches of modern mathematics, and the difficulty and knowledge are increasing. Few people can study all the problems thoroughly. At this time, scholars from different mathematical fields are brought together to discuss problems, which sometimes yields unexpected gains. Liemo nodded. It seems that his previous view, that seminars are a waste of time, is wrong. Mathematicians have received professional mathematical training, and each mathematician has a unique thinking habit. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Professor Wu looked at the paper and smiled with satisfaction. Liemo did not respond, but savored the tea carefully. He knew that the teacher was still immersed in the paper, and it was inconvenient to disturb him at this time. I didn't expect that your attainments in mathematics have reached this level. Maybe you have far surpassed me. Professor Wu slowly closed the paper and said peacefully, in my personal opinion, the limo transformation you proposed can be said to be the most important theory in the mathematics community in the past 2 years. It is applicable to almost all mathematical fields and organically connects them. Limo transformation is more meaningful than the odd perfect conjecture you proved. It seems that you picked up a beautiful stone on the beach. Professor Wu has seen Liemo's acceptance speech at the award ceremony and now joked with what he once said. In fact, Liemo realized that the transformation he used seemed to have other functions in the process of writing the paper, but he did not have a clear understanding. After he upgraded his mathematics to level 6, he read the paper again, and the huge role of this transformation clearly appeared in front of him. Is this the difference between level 5 and level 6 in mathematics? Chapter 162, New Advances in Mathematics. The sun shines through the blinds onto the desk. An old man and a young man sit facing each other. The old man with grey hair and vigor is stroking a paper with his hand, while the young man is savoring tea. Where are you going to publish this paper? Professor Wu finally put down the paper and asked. Liemo published on perfect odd number conjecture in the Domestic Mathematical Monthly, but that is a mathematical proof of conjecture. As long as the logic of the proof is impeccable, the paper will not be questioned. Limo conversion is a paper on mathematical theory. If you want this conversion to play a role in the field of mathematics as soon as possible, you need to publish it in an authoritative mathematics magazine. Only in this way can it be valued by mathematicians all over the world, just like Abel, the most famous mathematician in modern times. Although he proposed Abel integral, Abel function, Abel integral equation, Abel group, Abel series, Abel partial sum formula, Abel fundamental theorem, Abel limit theorem, Abel compatibility, and other advanced mathematical theories, and was also a pioneer in the field of elliptic functions, his achievements were not recognized by the world, and he lived in poverty all his life. So this heavyweight paper must be published in the world's top mathematics journals. Which magazine should I choose? New Progress in Mathematics. Inventions Mathematicae. The old and the young smiled at each other and said the result in unison. New Progress in Mathematics. Inventions Mathematicae is one of the top 4 mathematics journals in the world. Compared with the other 3 major mathematics journals, it has a most obvious feature, that is, commercial operation. Most other academic journals are compiled by universities, and it is published by the famous publishing group Springer. At the same time, it is also the journal that pays the most attention to emerging mathematical theories. In recent years, many new mathematical theories have been first published in New Progress in Mathematics. Another factor is that nationality has the least impact on New Progress in Mathematics, which also makes it the top journal that publishes the most Chinese mathematical papers. Although Liemo has gradually emerged in the international mathematical community and has proved several difficult mathematical problems, he is far from being able to propose a theory that is respected. Therefore, New Progress in Mathematics has become the best choice for him to publish his paper. You have clearly expressed the lemma conversion in your paper, but I suggest that you also add its application. After all, no editor will be interested in mathematical theories that cannot be applied. Professor Wu made his own suggestions. Liemo nodded. Although he had published a paper in Nature, he had never published in a top professional mathematics magazine. Watching his student disappear at the door, Professor Wu picked up the phone and dialed a number. Hey, Zionian, do you still have the email addresses of the math professors who attended the seminar last time? After getting a positive answer, he said to the phone, there is something I need you to do. Send them an email and write this. The author who proved the odd number perfect conjecture proposed a magical mathematical transformation theory. Yes, send it just like that, and don't mention it to Liemo. After arranging everything, Professor Wu gently put down the phone and sighed. Let him charge forward academically. Liemo returned to the dormitory and began to retreat again. According to the teacher's advice, he needed to make a major revision of the paper. Once the paper is published, it will face the note-picking of the international mathematics community. Any small flaw will be infinitely magnified by them, and even become an excuse for those who are interested to attack the lemma conversion. So he now needs to revise the paper to be perfect. Outside the door, Xia King saw Liemo starting his retreat again. She was very depressed. Recently, Boss has been busy with her writing a math paper that she couldn't understand, and the two of them have fewer and fewer common topics. She missed the days of running together on the playground. Under the bright desk lamp in the dormitory, a young man was writing furiously. He did not notice the breeze pushing open the window. So far, we can draw a clear conclusion that Limo transformation is also applicable to the transformation of calculus equations. Liemo wrote down the final conclusion on paper. Compared with the popular computer writing, he still prefers to write on paper first and then input it into the computer, because he likes the rustling sound of the pen tip rubbing against the paper, which can bring him inspiration. Now I just need to revise it 5 more times, he said to himself. He has never paid so much attention to any paper. The reason is not the top journal where the paper is submitted, but that this is the first time he has proposed a new mathematical theory. 3 days later, Liemo looked at the paper that could not find even grammatical errors after 5 revisions. Enter the email address of the New Advances in Mathematics magazine and click send gently. Sending completed. He closed his eyes and leaned back in his chair as if all his energy had been exhausted. Norway, Springer Publishing House. The gilded words Inventions Mathematicae on the front desk show its identity to outsiders. Compared with ordinary publishing houses, the editors of New Advances in Mathematics seem much more relaxed, because they do not have a clear workload, and even for several months, no papers will pass their review. Springer Publishing House does not intend to use New Advances in Mathematics, a top mathematics journal, as a tool to make money. At 10 o'clock in the morning, editor William rode his bicycle slowly to the publishing house and greeted colleagues passing by from time to time. The cold autumn wind was already mixed with a hint of chill. He rubbed his hands and poured a cup of coffee. At 10:30 in the morning, he turned on the computer and checked the emails he received yesterday. Checking emails and selecting meaningful papers from them is William's daily work. New Advances in Mathematics is a top mathematics journal, and being able to publish an article on it is the dream of mathematicians all over the world. So William's work seems a bit heavy. Looking at the red number 51 on the mailbox, he knew that he needed to review 51 submitted papers today. Of course, there are more than a dozen editors like William in the magazine. They are like a big net, keeping out unqualified fish. "William, what are you going to have for lunch? Let's go together." The colleague at the next workstation called him. William looked at the time. It was already 12 noon, and the red number on the mailbox turned into 35. There are a lot of tasks today, and I don't want to work overtime. He bought a hamburger and hurried back to the magazine. He had to watch his daughter's ballet performance in the evening. He couldn't help but speed up the review speed. 40.41.42. There are still 3 papers left. It seems that nothing will be achieved today. William seemed a little frustrated. He hadn't screamed out excellent papers for 2 months. Although the magazine did not have a clear task, it also made him feel that his work was meaningless. On limo transformation, he opened a new email. What the hell is this? William knew that this transformation did not exist in mathematics. Is it a new theory? Interesting. William's interest was ignited. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 163. 500,000 manuscript fee. So far, we can draw a clear conclusion that limo transformation is also applicable to the transformation of calculus equations. William read the paper page by page. In the paper, the author proposed a magical mathematical transformation theory. What surprised him even more was that in the process of reading the paper, he did not have any doubts about the content of the paper, as if everything in the paper was logical. At the same time, this mathematical transformation theory, under the author's profound paper writing skills, seems easy to understand. He only read it once, and he vaguely understood the reason. Which professor submitted this manuscript? This is the first time he was so interested in a paper. Unfortunately, the magazine's mailbox will automatically block the author of the email. No 48. He wrote down the email number on his notebook with a pen and decided to submit it at the morning meeting tomorrow. Beep. William, you haven't got off work yet. The show is about to start. Oh no. William checked the time and was about to be late. He hurriedly packed up and rushed out of the magazine. University of Cambridge, UK. In the drizzle, Professor Isk came to the office holding a black umbrella. Bad weather. Professor, how did you gain from your trip to China? Miss Paco took the wet umbrella from him and gently hung it outside the door. Professor Isk smiled and said, "Great, the magical boy from the East left a deep impression on me. I can feel that his brain is full of mathematical inspiration." He sat down at his desk, turned on his computer, sighed and said, "Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be interested in my invitation. I didn't expect someone would refuse your invitation. It seems that you still need to work hard. Come on, Professor," Miss Paco said jokingly. Risk smiled bitterly and shook his head, opening his email. An email from the Mathematical Monthly magazine? He remembered something and said to Miss Paco, who was tidying up the office next to him, "Notify the administrative department of the college to help me reserve the Mathematical Monthly in China from this month." Miss Paco showed a surprised expression on her face. The mathematical journals that professors usually read are generally top academic journals. Mathematical Monthly? Never heard of it. But she nodded. What will be in the email? Professor S clicked on the mailbox. The author who proved the odd number perfect conjecture proposed a magical mathematical transformation theory. From Wei Zhao Nan. Wei Zhao Nan? Professor Isk remembered that he seemed to be the editor of the Huago magazine that sent the invitation letter. Could it be that Limo has a new work? But the email was blank except for this sentence. This is too exciting. Professor Isk felt that the next time he met Wei Xiaonian, he must give him a good beating just like his own students. The same scene happened in Oxford, California, and Stanford. Wei Xiaonian didn't know that he had been targeted by these bigwigs in the mathematics world. He was attending the morning meeting in the conference room. Since the seminar, his status in the magazine has also risen sharply, and now he can sit safely to the lower right of the editor-in-chief. Editor-in-chief, the 2 million copies of the monthly magazine that were printed have been sold out, and many bookstores have requested to order books. The short-haired girl who was responsible for connecting with the bookseller said timidly. She had just come to the magazine not long ago and encountered such a situation of bursting warehouses. The pressure was really great. Hearing that the extra copies of the monthly magazine were sold out again, Editor-in-Chief Wang frowned and asked, "How many copies have we sold?" "A total of 6 million copies, not including the ones reserved for various schools." The short-talking girl replied, "Notify the printing factory to print another 1 million copies." Editor-in-Chief Wang thought for a moment and said firmly, "Normally, the sales of Mathematics Monthly are 500,000 copies, which is already good. Now it has increased by 10 times. Everyone has worked hard these days. After the busy work, I will give everyone a paid vacation." He looked at the staff and editors who attended the meeting and were mostly listless. He knew that, in order to smoothly deliver more than 6 million copies of the monthly magazine to major booksellers, they had not rested for a long time. This campaign will make our Mathematical Monthly famous in the academic world. Editor-in-Chief Wang's eyes sparkled, and he exuded an energy that was not in line with his age. Many foreign universities have already started to subscribe to Mathematical Monthly through the internet. This is everyone's credit. After thinking for a while, he said, "Of course, this is also Liamo's credit. Then how should Liamo's royalties be calculated?" Hearing the editor-in-chief mention Liamo's contribution, Wei Xiaonian asked at the right time. Generally, for manuscripts published in Mathematical Monthly, the magazine needs to pay 500 to 1000 yuan in royalties to the author. However, perfect conjecture of odd numbers brought the magazine millions of sales, and it would be inappropriate to pay according to the previous practice. Editor-in-Chief Wang stroked his hair with his hand, thought for a moment, and said, "In view of the importance of this article to our magazine, I propose to pay Liamo a fee of 500,000 yuan. Let's discuss it." 500,000 yuan? Wow, so much. When the people in the conference room heard that they were going to pay 500,000 yuan in royalties, they all showed surprised expressions. This was their 2-year salary. Editor-in-Chief, this paper is indeed very important to our magazine, but is such a high fee too much? Yes, anyway, the paper has been published, and the magazine has been published. We are just paying 2,000 yuan in royalties according to convention, and the author can't say anything. Our magazine's funds are usually very tight. I haven't received the oil subsidy last month yet. The conference room was boiling with emotions. The employees present expressed their opinions one after another. Only Wei Xiaonian watched coldly and didn't say a word. Editor-in-Chief Wang's face suddenly turned pale. These employees were too selfish. Xiao Zhang, who wanted to receive the oil subsidy, didn't go on a business trip last month. His home was next to the magazine. He asked the finance department to deduct the oil subsidy. Although 500,000 is a lot, an academic paper of the world's top level is even more priceless, especially with the status of Mathematical Monthly in the academic circle. No scholar is willing to submit such a paper here. His intention is to buy a horse with a lot of money, so that those domestic scholars know that as long as there is an excellent work, Mathematical Monthly will give a suitable price. So disappointed, so disappointed. The magazine has these people. When will it be able to flourish? He sighed in his heart. At this time, he saw Wei Xiaonian also had a cold face and said nothing, and his heart moved. "Xiaonian, what do you think about this matter?" He leaned over and asked. Wei Xiaonian said calmly, "I have some opinions that are different from other colleagues on this matter." All eyes were on him. Editor-in-chief Wang's expression eased a lot and asked, "Then tell me in detail." Wei Xiaonian scanned the surroundings with a sharp gaze. "Everyone knows who has made the greatest contribution to the great sales of the magazine this time. Not to mention that we have made a name for ourselves this time. Just the sales of more than 6 million copies of magazines can earn tens of millions in profits for Mathematical Monthly. 500,000 is a lot, but compared with the tens of millions in profits, it's just a drop in the bucket. If you are not willing to pay even this kind of money, I think it's better for the magazine to be disbanded." Wei Xiaonian was young and energetic. His friends had brought so many benefits to the magazine, but these people in front of him were still haggling over a little royalties, which made him extremely angry. Chapter 164 912 Special Mission. The editors who were excited just now were now silent. They knew that Wei Xiaonian's words made sense, but such a large sum of money. Okay, notify the finance department to pay Liamo's 500,000 yuan in royalties. Finally, when Chief Editor Wang saw that the objections were suppressed, he made the decision directly. Liamo didn't know that the Mathematical Monthly magazine was in a tense situation over the royalties. He was reading Solid Physics Foundation written by teacher Sun Huiwen in the library. This was the first time he tried to study independently without relying on the learning assistant system. Perhaps because his thinking was strengthened, he felt that the content in the book was not very difficult. Although he could not reach the speed of studying mathematics and chemistry, he was confident that he would pass the subsequent exams. After completing each task, he felt that life was particularly beautiful, and this time the system task he received was a passive task. It also allowed him to rest for a few days. "Boss, do you want some water? I'll go buy it." Zhang Yazi next to him saw Liamo's eyes jump out of the pages. "No, just buy your own." Since the seminar, Zhang Yazi still reserved a seat for him in the library, but the address changed from nerd to big brother. The annoying attitude has improved a lot, at least when Liamo concentrates on studying. He will not harass him. Buzz buzz. The phone vibrates. "Brother, hey, Mr. Wang wants to see you." "Mr. Wang?" The last time he saw Mr. Wang was because of owls. What will it be this time? Liamo muttered in his heart. Every time he faced the old man, he always felt an inexplicable pressure. "Can I bring an assistant?" he asked. "No. I'll wait for you at the school gate." Liamo shook his head helplessly, but this can't be considered as his initiative to violate the rules. At the school gate, Brother Hay was leaning against the black red flag car. His eyes fell on the students coming in and out, revealing a sense of loneliness. "Brother Hay, I'm here." Liamo took the initiative to greet him. Brother Hay nodded gently. "I wonder what Mr. Wang wants me to do." He got in the car and asked. Brother Hay started the car without saying a word. Well, it was a waste of time to try to get any information from him. Unlike the bustling and noisy city, the rural areas in the suburbs are always full of silence and leisure. The blooming flowers sway in the wind, exuding bursts of fragrance. The sky is so clear and the clouds are so white. Liamo slowly began to understand why Mr. Wang chose this place as a place for retirement. "Boy, come and sit down." Going up to the second floor, Mr. Wang warmly invited him to sit down. He sat gently on a jujube chair. "I wonder if you have anything to do, Mr. Wang?" This time, Mr. Wang's attitude towards him was obviously much better. Of course, it was also because of Liamo's mistake last time. Mr. Wang poured a cup of hot tea and handed it over. "If there is nothing, can't I call you over?" Liamo stood up and took the hot tea. He found that most of these older Chinese people like to drink tea, while the younger generation of students like carbonated drinks. "How can I? Every time I chat with you, I gain a lot of knowledge. I'm more than happy. You have also learned to be slick." Mr. Wang said with a smile. "I want to praise you for two things first. First, the clinical trial of J-antibody is progressing very smoothly. Phase 2 clinical trials have begun, and the effect is remarkable." Hearing about the progress of J-antibody, Liamo immediately became interested. He asked, "I wonder if the source of biological toxins has been found?" Wang Lao shook his head. "There has been no progress in this regard. The laboratory report still lists the source as unknown. Humans have landed on the moon, but I didn't expect that they haven't even figured out their own bodies." Liamo sighed. Wang Lao said, as long as we have J antibody, we can temporarily control the disease. The source can be slowly investigated, and it will always be clear. The second thing is, congratulations on solving another world-class mathematical problem. Your name has appeared on a list. A list. Liemo wondered, isn't it an assassination list? Wang Lao looked at this big kid who was extremely smart in academics, but extremely confused in worldly affairs, and he didn't know whether to laugh or cry. What are you thinking about? It's a list from above. He pointed to the roof with his finger. Oh, so that's it. Liemo was thoughtful, but he still didn't understand what the list Wang Lao was talking about was. That's great. Old Wang muttered inwardly, does this kid understand? He took a sip of water, stood up and took out a document from the cabinet, handed it over and said, recently, an experimental project of the 912 plan has encountered difficulties. Take a look. The word top secret was printed on the document, and a line of crooked words were written. If you pick up this document, please do not open it. Please call 131XXXX. If you open it rashly without listening to the advice, it will bring huge trouble. Liemo looked at Old Wang with a puzzled look. Old Wang smiled bitterly and said, that 912 member is quite naughty. You open it. Liemo opened the file cover. The first page was a blank paper with crooked handwriting on it. Okay, because now you have opened the first page, trouble has come. But it's not too late to close the file and call the number on the cover. If you continue to be stubborn, you will be hunted down by global drones, terrifying mechanical spiders, and intercontinental cruise missiles. Liemo looked at the bottom with a missile pattern drawn on it. What is this? He cast a puzzled look at Wang Lao again. Wang Lao's face was red. It seems that this guy's going to be severely punished. It's okay, you continue to read. It's just a child's prank. From what Wang Lao said, these were all written by the member of 912, which is quite interesting. Liemo was looking forward to the content of the document. I want to make a big firecracker. The range of this big firecracker needs to reach 40,000 kilometers, and the takeoff thrust must reach 500 tons. Use unsymmetrical dimethylhydrazine with nitrogen tetroxide, or fuming nitric acid as fuel. The following are the specific data and pictures of the big firecracker combustion chamber. A big firecracker that can fly 40,000 kilometers? When he first read it, Liemo thought it was a prank of a child, but as he read slowly, he found that it was actually a primitive structural data diagram of a spacecraft. From the picture of the combustion chamber, it can be seen that it is actually an engine for an aviation rocket. And Liemo can be sure that this is a chemical energy engine. It has an air intake system, a compressor, a combustion chamber, an afterburner, a turbine, and a tail nozzle. There are even complete turboshaft engines and turboprop fan engines. This is the engine structure diagram of a space rocket. No wonder it says on the cover that, if you open it rashly, it will cause trouble. Liemo cast a puzzled look at Wang Lao again. Wang Lao's eyes were bright and he nodded. Yes, it's what you think. Chapter 165 The Strange 912. Liemo read on patiently. It turned out that the engine encountered a mathematical problem during the development process, turbulence. After the aerospace rocket is ignited, the interior of the engine is filled with high energy gases after combustion. How to describe the velocity field and turbulence intensity distribution of the cold gas phase flow in the sudden expansion combustion chamber plays a vital role in the optimization of the engine structure, because energy will be consumed in turbulence. When seeing this problem, Liemo suddenly felt that his head was very big. Turbulence is actually very common, such as rivers bypassing stones, coffee mixed in milk, and slowly rising blue smoke. Simply put, turbulence is a large vortex flow containing small vortex flows, but from all scales, it is a kind of movement that is disordered in time, but has certain statistical rules. Turbulence is praised by scientists as the last unsolved problem in classical physics, and has also become the object of in-depth research by countless physicists and mathematicians in recent years. But so far, no scientist has announced that it has been successfully solved. It is said that the famous theoretical physicist Werner Heisenberg once said before his death, "When I see God, I must ask him two questions. What is relativity, and what is turbulence?" I believe he should have the answer to the first question only. The fundamental reason is that there are too many unknown factors in turbulence. Mathematics is a rigorous discipline that can calculate unknown results based on known conditions, but when there are too many unknown conditions, this tool is not so useful. At this time, it is necessary to establish a mathematical model to fuzzily solve this problem. How is it? Are you confident that you can solve it? Wang Lao saw Liemo frowning and asked eagerly. Liemo thought for a moment and replied, I think the 912 members who designed the engine have already tried it. In fact, there is currently no solution to this type of problem. We can only get an optimal solution through mathematical models. Old Wang nodded. He did try it, but the mathematical model he made is far from the data obtained in the actual experimental process. So please ask me to find someone who can solve this problem. I think the person who can solve this problem is none other than you. Liemo felt like a donkey with a collar on his neck, and old Wang's words were a whip. Seeing him hesitate, Mr. Wang said with a serious face, I know that it is really difficult for you, a mathematics student, to engage in this kind of theoretical physics. For confidentiality reasons, I'm not convenient to tell you the specific situation, but this mathematical model is related to the new generation of launch vehicle program. Now we are about to enter the space age. Controlling space is equivalent to controlling the world. All countries are also gearing up. Since my country started relatively late, although it has made many achievements in space exploration in recent years, it is far from enough. Rocket engines play an important role in the space age, so the country has prepared for a rainy day and started a new plan. Now this plan has encountered difficulties. What I want to ask is, can you take over? Mr. Wang's words hit his heart like a hammer. Can you not do something, just because it is difficult? Liemo stood up from the chair. Please give this task to me. I will do my best to complete it. Inside the honky car, Liemo looked through the car window at the green farmland outside and regretted in his heart, why did I agree? Every profession has its own specialty, especially in such a high-end academic field, and problems cannot be solved by passion. He was indeed unsure about this turbulence problem. Old people are always wise. Wang Lao's words made me boast. He now knew why Wang Lao was praised as an old generation of scientists. Under Wang Lao's deception, Liemo decided to go to the studio of the 912 member to learn the specific data. Unknowingly, the red flag car drove on a rugged mountain road. Even though Brother He had high driving skills, he still felt it was very bumpy. How far is it? Liemo felt his stomach churning. Brother He controlled the steering wheel and carefully avoided the stones on the roadside. We're almost there. Who would set up a studio in such a remote place? Doesn't he understand the principle of hiding from the world? Liemo muttered in his heart. According to the current level of technology, even if you hide in a remote place, you will be discovered by satellites in the sky. It's better to blend in with the crowd. This is also a freak. He looked at the wilderness outside the window and had already defined this 912 member. The red flag car slowly stopped. We are here. Brother He pulled the handbrake. Liemo got out of the car and looked at the scene in front of him in silence. Because there was nothing in front of him, no people, no houses, and no traces of man-made things. Could it be underground? He looked at his feet and stomped a few times to make sure it was hard land. Brother He came to a stone wall covered with creepers, took out a card from his arms, and swiped it in the corner. On the stone wall, a stone door opened silently, and bright lights came out from inside. I'm fine. Looking at the magical exit in front of him, Liemo had a new understanding of this wonderful 912 member. Put on the hood. Brother He took out a black hood from somewhere and handed it over. After putting it on, Liemo found that there were two small holes in front of the hood, which allowed him to see the road ahead clearly. You are not allowed to take it off in the cave. Brother He tidied it for him to make sure it was completely covered. Liemo nodded. The stone door was not big and could only accommodate one person. He followed Brother He. After passing through the stone door, the view in front of him suddenly became clear. This was a cave more than 6 meters high. There were traces of railroad tracks on the ground of the cave, and Liemo knew that this must be an abandoned train tunnel. He must be a rat. Liemo gave a new definition. There were dim street lights hanging on the walls of the tunnel, and he had to be careful. 912,611. A voice came along with the sound of bullets being loaded. Brother Hay stopped and responded. 912,166. From the sound, the other party seemed to have put away his weapon. Looking back, it's okay, it's the defender. Well, it seems that this weird 912 is also afraid of death. Liemo thought to himself. Water drops fell from his head from time to time, hitting him. There was silence around him, and only the footsteps of the two could be heard. Just when he couldn't help but stop Brother Hay in front of him. Hazy, who did you bring today? A loud voice came from a side cave next to it. We're here. Remember that you can't let him know your name. Brother Hay turned around and spoke seriously. Liemo looked at the mouth of the black hole and nodded. Chapter 166 Second Universe Studio. Mr. Wang asked me to bring you someone who can solve your problem. Please turn on the light. You know not everyone has your vision. Brother Hay stood outside the cave and made a strange gesture. Snap. An old-fashioned incandescent lamp lit up. Really? He can solve that problem. A shadow rushed out of the house, and a middle-aged man with pale skin and messy hair appeared in front of Liemo. Under the light, his eyeballs flashed a ray of purple light. Liemo wiped his eyes to make sure he was not mistaken. There was indeed a ray of purple light wandering in the middle-aged man's eyeballs. The middle-aged man circled around Liemo. His nose twitched a few times, as if he was sniffing the smell on his body. Faced with such a weird action, Liemo couldn't help but take a few steps back. Okay, 912,147. Don't scare the guests. Brother Hay stopped in front of him. The middle-aged man shrugged helplessly. It's so hard to get a living person here. Why don't you introduce him to me? Brother Hay said with a straight face. 912,147. You know the rules. What a broken rule. Can't I know the code name? The middle-aged man with the code name 912,147 showed an angry expression on his face. Under the illumination of the light, he looked particularly hideous. Brother Hay said, he is a newcomer and has no code name. Newcomer? Code name 91,247 jumped up like a child with an innocent smile on his face. Welcome to the most mysterious studio in the second universe. I'm code name 91,247. Faced with his enthusiastic performance, Liemo thought for a while and said, thank you, I'm the newcomer of 912. Ha 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 ha. Not bad, not bad. We 912 have ushered in fresh blood again. After so many years, I thought the old bastard had given up. After the middle-aged man with the code name 91,247 laughed wildly for a few times, he suddenly walked straight to his small cave with a serious face. Hey, newcomer 912, you can come in. Hazy, I'm sorry, you're still not qualified. His cold voice came from the cave. Brother Hay nodded to Liemo. Liemo took a deep breath and walked towards the cave in trance along the light. After passing through the cave in trance, he was shocked by the scene in front of him. This place is more than 1,000 square meters. There are 3 units more than 1 person tall standing at the door, and they are making a buzzing sound. In places where the light can't reach, dozens of indicator lights flicker in the dark. The door behind him closed silently. The figure of code 91,247 was no longer in front of him. Snap. The lights in the studio were turned on. The lids on the roof illuminated the entire room. The laboratory was divided into 3 small grids. Liemo looked at the numbers flashing on the computer monitor and knew that he was doing complex calculations. This is not a simple cave. This is a modern laboratory. Welcome. You are the first person to come to the second universe studio in 10 years, so congratulations on your chance to visit. The voice of code 91,247 came from the loudspeaker. An arrow appeared under Liemo's feet. It seems that the ground is also equipped with lights. Liemo became interested in this studio. He followed the light and walked forward. A cubicle had an open door. Inside was a huge experimental table with several alloy models of rockets on it. A cylinder with a cross-sectional area of about 1 meter was placed next to the wall. The inner wall of the cylinder carried dozens of triangular fans. What you are looking at now is the wind tunnel test site of the second universe studio. Here we can simulate the force data of aircraft encountering airflow in the air. The voice of code 91247 came from the loudspeaker. Liam shook his head at the toys in front of him. He did not think that these devices could simulate data. He said mercilessly, "This can only be regarded as a popular science toy at best. It's all because of that stingy old bastard. I applied for a report to build a wind tunnel site, and he sent people to deliver these." Code 91247 said angrily. "Applying to build a wind tunnel? That's too much. Billions of dollars may not be enough for a regular wind tunnel test site." At this time, the arrow under his feet kept flashing, as if urging him to move forward. Liam came to another cubicle. Inside were models of the planets in the solar system, and on the outermost was the pitch black marking. "What you see now is the planetary model I made, based on the current space data, with an accuracy of 99.9%. Code 91247 said, "Of course, it does not include marking. No detailed data has been leaked about that damn planet so far. It's not that there is no detailed data leak, but there is no detailed data at all." Liam said, "The magical properties of marking make it difficult to observe directly. At present, the academic community only infers its properties through data. As a discoverer, he is very clear about these things. Humph, when the engine is ready, we will directly launch a satellite over there." The third cubicle is the last and largest cubicle. At a glance, several structural diagrams are hung on the bookshelf. A fully simulated rocket engine model occupies most of the space, and dozens of computers with cameras are placed on the wall. The computer screen showed the first-person perspective of dozens of experimental members who were measuring data on a huge engine. "Teacher, the elevation angle is 31 degrees. On the screen, a young man in a white lab coat was measuring the data of a part. "Record it, and then measure the lateral tilt of the 2-to-1 runner. I'm worried about those engineers." Code 91247 issued an order in front of the camera. "ZIOLIU, has the data of the thrust vector control system been transmitted?" He came to another computer. A girl was inputting data in front of the computer. "Teacher, the data from Institute 2 has not been transmitted yet. Go and urge them. They must get the data this week." "Have the drawings of the ceiling heat protection ring been designed?" "It has been saved in the encrypted disk." Liam stood by and watched code 91247 constantly issuing orders through the video. 912 Newcomer, come here. He waved his hand. Liam hesitated for a moment. There were dozens of cameras over there communicating with the outside world in real time, and he was still wearing a headgear. "Don't worry, these camera equipment have been shielded, and the other side can't see anything except me." The pale middle-aged man realized his concerns. Liam walked forward. "How is it? What do you mean?" Liam was puzzled. "How is my second universe studio?" Code 91247 asked arrogantly. "Not bad. It's quite big," Liam said insincerely. "But why is it called the second universe studio? What is the second universe?" Code 91247 shrank his head and looked around with purple eyes and whispered, "Don't you think the term second universe is cool?" Liam. Chapter 167 The Secret of Codename 91247. Black Hood, Deep Cave Studio, Code 91247 with abnormally pale skin, Toy Wind Tunnel, Second Universe. Liam could no longer tolerate this kind of pretentiousness. He frowned. "Senior, please raise the problems you encounter. If there are no problems, I'll take my leave first." Okay. Code 91247 jumped up again. "I knew that the old bastard's vision was not bad. Follow me." After saying that, he walked straight to the corner of the studio. There were several rows of bookshelves in the corner. "Here is the problem." Code 91247 looked like a hungry eagle. Liam approached the bookshelf and opened a book. This is not a book, it is a handwritten draft, and the draft is full of dense data and equations. There are at least thousands of such books on the bookshelf. Are they all such drafts? Just as you think, these are experimental data, the data of the internal airflow when the engine is started. Code 91247's tone was full of deep frustration. "I think Mr. Wang has told you about the difficulties I encountered." The thermal efficiency of rocket fuel in developed countries is about 65%, and the thrust is at least 30% less than expected. If we can solve this problem, our rocket will achieve a huge breakthrough in the two hard indicators of range and maximum load. Speaking of breakthroughs, Code 91247 was a little excited, and his pale face showed a little red. Referring to foreign data and research work, we have locked the problem on the airflow problem in the rocket ignition chamber. When the rocket is ignited, countless strong vortices will appear in the airflow in the ignition chamber, and wave forms will be superimposed between them. The energy burst out by the fuel is wasted by these chaotic wave forms. So, I asked you to come here to solve this turbulence problem. Code 91247 looked directly at Liemo, and Liemo felt that the purple in his eyes was much thicker. I'll try my best. Liemo made a promise. Code 91247 showed gratitude for the first time. The data on these drafts are the actual data recorded in the experiment. Code 91247 opened a draft and explained the vortex diameter S, the crossing rate R. This is the life cycle. Liemo stood quietly beside. The blurred figures of the two were reflected on the wall, echoing each other. That's roughly it. I tried to establish the Navier-Stokes equation, and finally found that my mathematical level was not enough to support such complex data. We have conducted 8 ignition experiments, and the data recorded in each experiment are different. It is even difficult to find what they have in common. Liemo nodded. The existence of turbulence makes the originally regular world chaotic. The orderly fluid at the beginning slowly splits into many seemingly unpredictable vortices. This is why the data recorded in each ignition experiment is different. When can you start working? According to the confidentiality code, the data here cannot be taken out of this studio. Code 91247 placed all his hopes on this 912 newcomer wearing a hood. Liemo said calmly, we can start now. Okay. Codename 91247 left, and Liemo took down a few drafts from the bookshelf and started to read them with a frown. First experiment record, sensor number 1 data. Unconsciously, his feet were full of drafts that he had read. Hey, 912 newcomer, don't you need to take a break? Liemo shook his head, anticipating this situation. He had already drunk a bottle of energy coffee before coming to the studio. In the 12th hour, Liemo read the drafts on the first bookshelf. In the 24th hour, Liemo read the drafts on the second bookshelf. In the 36th hour, Liemo read the drafts on the third bookshelf. In the 48th hour, Liemo read the drafts on the fourth bookshelf. From the 36th hour onwards, the middle-aged man codenamed 91247 came to check on him from time to time. No one can finish reading so many data drafts in one breath without taking a break. When he saw that Liemo still had no signs of fatigue, his eyes showed envy. Sure enough, every member of 912 is not simple. If I had this kind of energy, then... He sighed and shook his head. In the 60th hour, Liemo read the drafts on the 5th bookshelf. In the 72nd hour, Liemo read the drafts on the 6th bookshelf. In the 84th hour, Liemo read the drafts on the last bookshelf. Putting down the last draft, Liemo closed his eyes. He was storing the data he had read. Hey, are you okay? Code 91247 appeared in front of the desk at some point. The old bastard finally recruited a new person. If he fails here, he will definitely fight me to death. He hesitated for a moment, stretched out a finger and slowly approached Liemo. I'm fine. Liemo opened his eyes. There was too much data. Even if he could remember everything, he still needed time to digest. Code 91247 suddenly squatted down, looked up and said, what is this skill? Can you teach me? I will call you Master. 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 Liemo smiled bitterly and shook his head. Don't bother. It's natural. Just like your night vision. Ever since seeing code 91247 at the entrance of the cave, Liemo knew that his genes had mutated, and the purple in his eyes meant that he had gained the ability of night vision. The pale skin may imply that code 91247 is allergic to natural light. Sure enough, Codename 91247 sighed. If possible, I would rather not have this ability. Nature is fair. If you gain something, you must lose something. We are both members of 912, so it's okay to tell you. My parents are both physicists. The object of their research is cosmic high energy rays. I was 3 years old that year, playing in the laboratory, and accidentally exposed to high energy rays. As a result, I became like this. My eyes can receive infrared rays emitted by matter in the dark night without visible light. Isn't it amazing? I became a Superman. Ha ha ha. Codename 91247's face showed a trace of ferocity. Liam-O did not respond, but just listened quietly. He wanted codename 91247 to speak for himself. But I didn't expect that once my skin was exposed to natural light, black spots would appear. These spots will spread all over the body after a few hours, and then start to fester. I tried to stay in the sun for half an hour, and the final result was that I was sent to the hospital. I have also visited famous doctors, but all doctors are helpless in my situation. Their advice is to stay in a place where the sun can't reach. I became a vampire. He shook his head again. No, it's a rat. I hid in this cave like a rat. 2 lines of tears flowed down the face of code 91247. Liam-O leaned over gently and said, "Don't you still have an engine?" Code 91247, who was immersed in sadness, shuddered. "Yes, I still have an engine to design. I can't waste time here with a monster like you who doesn't need to rest." As he said that, he backed away and left. "I'm leaving. The mathematical model will try its best to help you make it." Liam-O shouted at him. "You're leaving? How can you make a model without these data?" Code 91247 stopped and asked in surprise. Liam-O smiled slightly and pointed to his head. Code 91247. Chapter 168 Cross-Examination. Coming out of the dark cave and bathing in the sunshine, Liam-O felt that life was better than ever before. The sunshine is so beautiful, how pitiful. He sighed. Hey Jen, who was starting the car, hesitated for a moment and asked, "Did he tell you the secret of his body?" Liam-O nodded. If this goes on, he's probably not far from insanity. In the cave, codename 91247's emotions fluctuated greatly. If he couldn't get timely guidance, he would easily get out of control. Hey Jen carefully operated the car. He is actually a very pitiful person. At that time, his parents were also in the laboratory. They were all exposed to high energy rays. Perhaps because of his young age and strong cell regeneration ability in his body, he survived by chance, but his parents died in a short time. It was Mr. Wang who took him in. Perhaps due to genetic reasons, his IQ is extremely high. In order to take care of his condition, Mr. Wang chose to transform this abandoned tunnel into a studio. So that's how it is. Codename 91247 didn't mention that his parents were also in the laboratory. It seems that this is also his not. If a person deliberately avoids something, it often reflects that the result of this matter is unacceptable to him. After I go back, I will report his mental state to Mr. Wang. Brother Hay thought for a while and said, "Boss, where have you been?" When she reached the dormitory door, Zaya King opened the door. Her hair was disheveled, and her eyes were red. "Your phone has been unreachable. I asked the bureau, and they said it was confidential. It made me anxious." Liam-O then remembered that he had left Yanda and did not tell Zaya King. He handed the school bag to Zaya King and said apologetically, "Brother Hay took me away directly and forgot to inform you." Zaya King was angry. "I'm your assistant. If something happens to you, who will pay my salary?" Liam-O said with a smile. "Okay, I will definitely inform you on WeChat next time. I'm so sleepy, I need to rest for a while." He felt that the effect of the energy coffee was disappearing, and his eyes could no longer be opened. Norway, Springer Erla Publishing House, Editorial Department of New Progress in Mathematics. There are still 3 manuscripts to be submitted next week. Should we tell readers that those professors wrote the wrong address for the articles that should have been submitted to New Progress in Mathematics? Editor-in-Chief Arnold looked at the editors at the conference table with a stern face. He is a typical Norwegian native, tall, fair-skinned, blonde and blue-eyed. Under his wide-eyed gaze, some editors who had not submitted manuscripts were silent, although the magazine did not have a clear task volume. But it is always a guilty conscience to have not submitted tasks for several consecutive issues. Those editors who have submitted manuscripts seemed calm and relaxed. Most of them are old editors and have deep friendships with well-known scholars from various universities. William in the audience hesitated for a moment and slowly raised his hand. Editor William, do you have any questions? The editor-in-chief was slightly surprised. William was a new editor of the magazine and was responsible for reviewing the mass submissions in the email mailbox. He did not have any hope for a job like this, but now this newcomer raised his hand in the meeting. All the editors looked at William. William's face flushed slightly. The magazine submission mailbox has received a manuscript, which may be worthy of publication. Hearing him say this, the editor-in-chief's face suddenly darkened, and the editors around him shook their heads. He is still too young. It is just a routine practice for the magazine to publish its mailbox to the public. Those well-known professors will contact the editors of the magazine after they have made achievements. Most of the works received in the mailbox are works of folk scientists. The author proposed a new mathematical transformation concept in the manuscript. The level of this paper is far better than the works we have published in the journal, and I did not find any errors in the paper, William said angrily when he saw that his opinion was not taken seriously. When editor-in-chief Arnold heard that the level of this paper was far higher than the average level of the journal, his eyes lit up. Although William was a newcomer, his mathematical level was still good. Maybe he really picked up a treasure this time. You print out the paper and let everyone review it collectively. William immediately took out a thick stack of manuscript paper from his briefcase. This kid is well prepared. Arnold couldn't help but look up to the new editor. On lemma conversion? What is lemma conversion? Arnold was a little interested. This paper proposed a new mathematical transformation theory, which can be applied to most areas of mathematics. Compared with other papers, this paper seems to be easy to understand, and the obscure and profound transformation theory is vivid in the author's writing. Regardless of whether this mathematical theory is valid, the writing level alone can be called first class. What if the limo transformation is really valid? At this time, editor-in-chief Arnold thought of a question that he dared not think about. It has been a long time since the academic community has proposed such a widely applicable theory. This will be a bombshell. He looked up at the editors present, and most of them showed shocked expressions on their faces. Let's discuss it. Are there any errors in this paper? Arnold asked. No, I didn't find any errors. No editor found any errors, which increased Arnold's confidence. However, for this kind of paper carrying new theories, it is necessary to be cautious. New Advances in Mathematics is one of the 4 top mathematics magazines in the world, and it is absolutely impossible to publish a paper with wrong content. Who wrote this? Can't he contact the magazine directly? Editor-in-chief Arnold muttered in his heart. If it was a respected professor, it would increase the credibility of the paper. William, you contact the author and find out his identity. William was embarrassed when he heard this. This does not comply with the regulations of the magazine. The regulations are to prevent favoritism and plagiarism. Now that the paper has been put on the table by us, these problems no longer exist. Arnold said, don't worry, I will explain to the president. Now there is another question. Which professor should this paper be given to review? It is a very long process for a new theory to be recognized by the world from its birth. For example, the great Norwegian mathematician Niels Henrik Abel created many mathematical theories in his short life, but unfortunately they were not recognized by the mathematical community at that time. Therefore, it is particularly important to choose a heavyweight review professor. This paper proposes a brand new mathematical theory. Why don't we choose several well-known mathematicians to cross-review it? Editor William put forward his own idea. Editor-in-chief Arnold's eyes lit up. This was a good idea. For some major papers, the journal often adopted a method of cross-review by multiple people. On the one hand, it could speed up the review process, and on the other hand, it could expand the influence of the paper. This could also enhance the authority of their journal in the mathematics community. Chapter 169 Norwegian law. When Liemo received the call from the Norwegian Academy of Sciences, he was sitting at his desk, relying on the experimental data of rocket engines in his mind, trying to find their digital logic and construct a mathematical model that can predict the operation of airflow in the combustion chamber. It's too difficult. The NS equation is based on the continuity assumption, which involves the minimum scale problem. No, if it is a viscous fluid, this assumption cannot be established. The existence and uniqueness of the solution of the NS equation have not been proved. Closure is an extremely weak condition. Liemo rubbed his head. It was the first time that he felt this powerless. These data seem to have no connection. It seems that it is difficult to derive this model purely from mathematical analysis, or perhaps beep beep 0047XXXXX incoming call 0047, strange area code, is it from abroad? Liemo answered the phone. Hello, are you the author of On Limmer Conversion Theory? The person on the other end of the phone spoke in broken English. I am. Who are you? Liemo was a little surprised that the other party actually mentioned the paper he had just written. I'm William, the editor of New Advances in Mathematics. Liemo hung up the phone directly. You actually want to cheat me? Although he was in an ivory tower, he had heard from the media that there were many transnational telephone frauds. As for the foreign number shown on the caller ID, the scammers could do it through number changing software. And he did not leave a phone number in the email when he submitted the manuscript. Nowadays, the scammers are getting more and more professional, and they can even speak English. Even poor students are cheated. These scammers are getting more and more arrogant. Fortunately, I'm smart. Liemo was very angry that his thoughts were interrupted by the fraudulent call. William on the other side of the phone looked at the editor-in-chief with the phone that was hung up directly. Are you sure the number is correct? He asked. Arnold took out his mobile phone carefully and looked at it again. Yes, it's the phone number of the discoverer of the ink star. I got it from a professor through a relationship. It can't be wrong. Through the email decryption of the contributor, they found that the author of the paper was actually the magical boy who discovered the ink star, and their confidence was even greater. Editor-in-chief Arnold found his number through his relationship and tried to contact the author, but he didn't expect the above scene to appear. How about I try again? William asked. Arnold nodded. Beep beep. Liemo picked up the phone. 0047XXXXX was the same number as before. Is the scammer not ready to give up? Liemo answered the call. He decided to teach these scammers who tried to defraud a poor student a lesson. Hello, the phone has been recorded by me. Everything you said will become a clue for the police to solve the case. Here, I advise you to surrender to the law as soon as possible. Liemo felt that he had been possessed by justice at this moment. William took the phone and listened to the clear and fluent language coming from the other side of the phone, with helplessness on his face. What did he say? Arnold asked impatiently. I don't understand Chinese. Arnold, dear Mr. Liemo, can you speak English? William tried again. Speak English? Is it really a foreign scammer? Liemo couldn't help but sigh that everything must be professional now. He said again with righteousness, hello, the phone has been recorded by me. Everything you said will become a clue for the police to solve the case. Here, I advise you to surrender to the law as soon as possible. This time William understood that the other side of the phone actually regarded him as an online scammer, which made him laugh and cry. He said in broken English, you misunderstood. I'm William, the editor of New Advances in Mathematics. We got your number from Professor Chris. He was afraid that Liemo would not believe him, so he added, Professor Chris is a professor in the Department of Mathematics at Stanford University. He just had surgery on one of his eyes. Liemo remembered that there was a Stanford professor with a bandage on one eye at the seminar. It seemed that his name was Chris. He took the number from him after the seminar. Is it really a misunderstanding? Oh, sorry, don't general magazines contact authors before publishing papers? He asked his question. William wiped the sweat from his head. This author's brain circuit was too strange. That's the general situation. Your paper was reviewed by the editors of our entire magazine, so there is no such problem. So that's the case. It seems that the paper has attracted the attention of the other party. As usual, I will start the phone recording now and ask you a few questions. William continued. Liemo replied, okay. Excuse me, is this paper completed by you alone? William asked the first question. Yes. Excuse me, in the process of writing this paper, you did not refer to other people's published or unpublished articles, right? William asked the second question. Yes. Liemo answered without hesitation. Hearing that his questions were all answered definitely, William breathed a sigh of relief. Academic disputes are the most desirable scene for a magazine. We will give your paper to dozens of anonymous mathematics professors for cross-review. We need your consent here. Liemo thought for a while and replied, I agree. Hearing that he was so cooperative, William was so excited that he almost jumped up. He said, congratulations to you in advance. If there is no problem with the cross-review, this paper will be eligible for the cover paper. It is another cover paper. It seems that the content still determines the value. Liemo said, thank you for your hard work. After hanging up the phone, he was completely relieved. He was full of confidence in the correctness of the paper. Limo theory is the first mathematical theory he proposed. Like his child, he hopes that this theory can be accepted by the mathematical community as soon as possible. The phone in Professor Isk's office at Cambridge University, UK, rang. The professor was no longer in the office, and his assistant Miss Paco picked up the phone gently. After a conversation, she gave a satisfactory answer to the other party. Although it was close to the end of the working day, Miss Paco decided to sort out the students' regular grades, because the strict risk always gave these students very low regular grades. Those students are still at the age of playing. Is it necessary to be so strict? At this time, Professor Isk walked into the office in a windbreaker. Miss Paco put away the report card, took the crutches and hat, and said softly, the editor-in-chief of New Advances in Mathematics called and asked me to tell you that there is an important academic paper in your mailbox that needs your review. Yes, since I rejected them last time, the magazine has not asked me to review for a long time. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 170. At Tsinghua University selling books. Professor Isk frowned and opened his email. On Limo transformation author, Liemo. Is it a new theory? Why did the journal mark the author directly at the end of the paper? This does not conform to the rules of blind review. Is New Advances in Mathematics very confident in this paper? Liemo should be the Oriental boy who just solved the perfect odd number conjecture. Has he created a new work? With such doubts, Professor Isk opened the email. So far, it can be clearly concluded that Limo transformation is also applicable to the transformation of calculus equations. He read the paper in one breath, looked up, and found that night had already fallen. He closed his eyes and recalled the transformation process described in the paper. Completely correct. Super magical. Brand new important theory. He labeled Limo transformation several times in succession. In the paper, he seemed to see the sparks of brain wisdom colliding. This amazing boy from China will definitely attract the attention of the world's mathematical community from now on. He replied in the email, the theory is completely correct and can fill the current gap. It is recommended to publish it immediately. The same scene appeared in the professors' offices of major universities. The next day, William opened his mailbox as usual and found that all the emails he sent yesterday had been replied. The theory is completely correct and can fill the current gap. It is recommended to publish it immediately. It is recommended to publish it immediately. The new theory brings new mathematics. Thanks to the author for his contribution to mathematics. It is recommended to publish it immediately. It's amazing. I really want to see how the author's head grows. It is recommended to publish it immediately. All the reply emails gave high praise to this paper. William breathed a sigh of relief. To receive such high praise shows the importance of Limo theory and his wisdom. He rushed into the editor-in-chief's office. The editor-in-chief was reviewing a paper with a frown on his face. This Professor S is too much. Doesn't he know the level of his students' papers? You dare to submit papers of this level. The academic atmosphere is not right. The academic world is made a mess by these people. Seeing William rushing in a hurry, he put down the paper and asked, "How many professors have replied?" The publication date of the next issue of the magazine is approaching, and the editor-in-chief is of course still anxious. William grinned and said, "All of them." They all replied. "And all of them are positive comments." "Good." The editor-in-chief slapped the table and stood up. "Notify the printing factory to start typesetting immediately." A few days later, unlike ordinary journals, top academic journals such as New Advances in Mathematics are standard equipment for every university, and soon appeared on the desks of mathematics professors in major universities around the world. New theory? A white-haired old man flipped open the paper with his skinny fingers. "Well, the mathematics community hasn't seen such a new thing for a long time," he exclaimed in admiration when he read halfway. "Yes, this conversion opens a new window." He saw the prospects of this paper. Putting down the paper, he closed his eyes and thought deeply for a moment, and took out a phone. "Hello, ask the old guys at the Norwegian Academy of Sciences whether this year's Abel Prize has been confirmed. Yes, there is an interesting guy here who is worth my recommendation. Tell them that I want to get involved this year." Put down the phone. So what if they are new? It seems that it will take some effort to convince them. Professor Wu of the Department of Mathematics at Yan University in Huaguo was directing his assistants to distribute magazines to every professor who passed by his office. New Advances in Mathematics, a top mathematics journal. My student's paper is published on the cover. Old Liu, do you want a copy? Does it cost money? Professor Liu looked at his smug look and felt very angry. What do you think? Professor Liu shook his head helplessly and took a magazine. Who let others have a good student? Compared with Liemo, his own people are pure scumbags. Hey, is old Wu setting up a stall? A bald professor looked at him curiously. The visitor was Professor Wu's old enemy, and the two had been at odds for decades. Do you want a magazine? There are papers of my students on it. Professor Wu was in a rare good mood and asked with a smile on his face. New Advances in Mathematics? Great. But I just happen to have something to do, so I'm leaving first. 88. Professor Wu looked at the bald man fleeing in panic and felt very comfortable. Looking at the few magazines left on the stall, he said to his assistant, "Ask Wei Xiaonian to send 30 more. I'm going to sell books at Tsinghua University." At noon, a strange piece of news appeared in the forum of Yanda University. It was posted by a Tsinghua University student. Don't hit people in the face. Don't expose their shortcomings. Yanda mathematics professor is too much. The post was accompanied by a picture, which was exactly the scene of Professor Wu selling books in the office of the Department of Mathematics of Tsinghua University. This is a slap in the face. Can Tsinghua University tolerate it? This professor is also awesome. Look, the magazine is New Advances in Mathematics, a top journal in mathematics. It's amazing to be published there. You know nothing. His student's paper is a cover paper of New Advances in Mathematics. So awesome. Who is this student? Liemo. Do you know? Great God, Liemo. Great God, Liemo. Great God, Liemo. When Liemo saw this post, there were more than 20,000 replies. He didn't expect that Professor Wu, who was very kind on weekdays, would do such a direct attack. He was not afraid of being beaten up by those hot-blooded Tsinghua University students. Master Liemo. Liemo was really shot, even when he was lying down. He shook his head with tears and laughter. His cheap teacher was sometimes far-sighted and thoughtful, and sometimes like a child. Liemo, your teacher is on the hot search. As a new generation of internet girl, Xia King is sensitive to the slightest movement on the internet. He opened Weibo and saw Yanda Mathematics Professor Solo challenges Tsinghua Mathematics Department. Wow, a hot search covers the two most famous universities in China. This hot search also became the main battlefield for students from the two schools to fight. This is too much. The character of professors from Yenching University can be seen from this. Your papers from Tsinghua University are on the covers of the 4 major journals, and you put forward new theories. The teachers at Yenching University are too much, and their students are not much better. Your papers from Tsinghua University are on the covers of the 4 major journals, and you put forward new theories. The boys in the Department of Mathematics should have beaten him up at that time and let him taste the iron fist of Yenching University. Your papers from Tsinghua University are on the covers of the 4 major journals, and you put forward new theories. You guys at Yenching University are parrots. Your papers from Tsinghua University are on the covers of the 4 major journals, and you put forward new theories. There was no way to chat that day. Tsinghua students holding their mobile phones felt deeply frustrated. We were obviously right, so why did it feel like they were more arrogant? Alas, who let Yan University produce a great man? Chapter 171 Educational Foundation. What's this? Liemo looked at the check that Wei Xiaonian handed over, but didn't take it. The magazine gives you royalties and bonuses. Take it. Wei Xiaonian handed over the check again. Liemo took the check, and after the 5, there were ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, and hundreds of thousands. 500,000? Are you kidding? He frowned. The royalties for a general paper are only 2,000 yuan, and even if it is submitted abroad, it will not exceed 10,000. Wei Xiaonian smiled and said, thanks to your paper, our magazine can now be said to have opened up the market, and the sales of several consecutive issues have exceeded 1 million. This is the royalties and bonuses, specially approved by our editor-in-chief. Your editor-in-chief, him? Liemo thought of the bald editor-in-chief, and he had the impression that he was always stingy. How could it be? But there was no reason to refuse the money in hand, not to mention that it was legal, reasonable, and rational. He carefully put the check into his pocket. How about I treat you to a cup of milk tea? The second canteen is selling milk tea now. Buy one get one free for 9.9. There are just 2 of us. Wei Xiaonian was speechless for a while. Does this look like someone who just got 500,000? Vice President Zhao Feng of the Yanda Education Fund Management Office looked at the Yanda student sitting opposite him. Are you sure you want to donate 500,000? He asked in disbelief. A student who has not even left the school actually donated 500,000 directly. This has never happened in the history of Yanda. Although he had heard that this student had repeatedly solved international mathematical problems and was even known as a leader among Yanda students, 500,000 in a remote small city is enough for the down payment of a house. Liemo took the check from the magazine out of his pocket and gently placed it on the table. Zhao Feng looked at the check, his eyes trembling. This is 500,000. Although Yanda receives donations from alumni every year, it is rare to donate so much directly. This is just this year's donation. I plan to set up an education foundation at Yanda. Liemo had this idea since he received the check. Education fund? Zhao Feng was ecstatic when he heard this. A fund means that there will be continuous capital injection in the future. But does this young man have such strength? And what kind of return is needed? Although Yanda accepts a lot of donations every year, some donations with bad purposes will not be accepted. Let's call this foundation Liemo Foundation. Due to limited funds, the recipients of assistance are temporarily set as students from poor families and outstanding students who have made achievements in scientific research. Liemo had seen in the news that many foreign universities can receive a lot of donations from alumni every year, which can greatly alleviate the demand for funds. Zhao Feng stood up and poured a cup of tea. Student Liemo, please rest assured that I will definitely hand over all the money to the students in need. Also, are there any additional conditions for your fund? This is what Zhao Feng cares about. If these conditions are in compliance, there will be no problem in setting up an education fund. Liemo said, no additional conditions. Zhao Feng was relieved. It seems that the young man in front of him is really willing to help those students in need. Do we need to hold a foundation launching ceremony? He asked. Whenever a company donates, the school always holds a press conference, which is equivalent to free publicity for the company. Liemo shook his head. He didn't need such false reputation. I just hope that the school can make good use of this fund. If the effect is good, I will donate every year in the future. Zhao Feng was overjoyed. Although he was the vice president, he managed this poor government office. Only with funds on hand can the scale of the foundation be expanded and achievements be made. In this way, the Liemo Education Foundation was established quietly. In order to save funds, President Zhao Feng selected some student volunteers as auditors of the foundation. Mom, don't worry. I have earned enough for this semester's tuition from my part-time job. You can't always delay your illness. You should go to the hospital as soon as possible." After hanging up the phone, a girl burst into tears. She crawled into the quilt and cried bitterly. Her name is Zhang Xiaoli. She comes from a poor mountainous area in China. Her father died when she was young, and she grew up under the pull of her mother. She has been strong since she was a child. After 10 years of hard study, she was admitted to this top university in the country. The high tuition fees made her elderly mother's hair turn white overnight. She finally managed to collect the tuition fees for the first year. After entering the university, Zhang Xiaoli secretly made up her mind that she would earn the tuition fees for the next year with her own hands. However, she didn't expect that the hard work of part-time job would result in the boss running away. Her mother accidentally fell off the scaffolding while working at the construction site. Although the kind boss paid the medical expenses, she also lost an income from then on. Zhang Xiaoli felt that it was dark around her and she could no longer hold on. At this time, there was a knock on the door outside the dormitory. She wiped the remaining tears on her face with a towel. She didn't want anyone's sympathy. "Open the door." A girl in Yanda school uniform stood outside the door. They didn't know each other. "Excuse me, are you Zhang Xiaoli?" The girl showed a sunny smile on her face. Zhang Xiaoli nodded. The girl quietly closed the dormitory door. She handed over a student ID card. "I'm Zhang Yazi from the Department of Biology. I used to work in the External Liaison Department and now I'm the manager of the Liemo Education Foundation." Zhang Xiaoli listened to Zhang Yazi's series of titles with envy on her face. She spent all her free time on part-time jobs and had no time to participate in such activities. "What do you want?" Sitting in front of this sunny girl, Zhang Xiaoli felt uncomfortable and pulled her sleeves, which were washed white. Zhang Yazi seemed not to notice her little action and smiled and said, "Recently, a new foundation was established in the school. Through investigation, we found that you meet the conditions for assistance from our foundation." As she said that, she handed over a piece of paper with the words, "Assistance Agreement" on it. Liemo Education Foundation? Zhang Xiaoli had never heard of this name, but the smile of the young lady in front of her was so sunny. People with such a smile would not lie. She took the assistance agreement. It said, "For students who receive assistance, the tuition will be borne by the Liemo Education Foundation, and 2,000 yuan of living expenses will be issued every month. Obligations of the students receiving aid, no more than 5 absences, no more than 2 failing courses. Otherwise, the students receiving aid must return the aid funds in full." Zhang Yazi watched the weak girl in front of her read the aid agreement carefully, and she couldn't help but admire Liemo's good intentions. When they worked together to formulate the aid regulations, Liemo insisted on including the aid obligations in the agreement. She was puzzled at the time, because in her opinion, charity cannot be conditional, and those students who violated the rules were not able to repay the aid funds. Liemo said lightly, "The agreement is just to remind them not to forget the purpose of going to school. As for the students who violated the rules, I never wanted them to pay it back." Zhang Yazi thought of some poor students who, after receiving aid, had no life pressure and were lost in the neon lights from then on. This is completely contrary to the purpose of aid. Zhang Xiaoli read very slowly. Since she was cheated in her part-time job, she has been very sensitive to all agreements. No absences, no lateness, and passing the course. All of this was not difficult for Zhang Xiaoli. Although she spent all her extracurricular time on part-time jobs, her studies were not affected at all. Also, the donations are confidential, and the list will not be announced by the school. The Liemo Education Foundation is a private charity, and we can make the decision on this. Zhang Yazi saw the girl was hesitating, and she knew what was hidden under her timid expression. "Is it the senior Liemo who discovered Demo Crossing?" the girl asked, biting her lip. Zhang Yazi nodded. "You know, he's a good person." Chapter 172 Weihua Board of Directors. It was the 7th day, and Liemo was still clueless as he looked at the draft in front of him. The NS equations could not be effectively solved, and the specific conditions in the combustion chamber could not be simulated. He was going crazy. He was going crazy. He was going crazy. He threw away the pen in his hand. Beep beep, it was the assistant to Weihua Ren, and the phone was connected. "Hello, Director Lee, Weihua will hold a board meeting. Are you free to attend?" Liemo looked at the draft and said, I'm free to attend. When is the time? No, I will let you know. Are you talking about being free? Every time a board meeting was held, Assistant Ren would notify Liemo in advance, and every time he would refuse, because he was busy. This time, he did not follow the usual rules, and disrupted her train of thought. Yes, I can attend this meeting. Liemo decided to change his mood. He was also very curious about Weehua's current situation. Okay, the meeting time is set at 2 p.m. Do you need us to send a car to pick you up? Assistant Ren responded quickly. No need, I will be there on time. After hanging up the phone, Assistant Ren ran all the way. Mr. Ren, Director Lee is sure to attend this meeting. Mr. Ren frowned. Director Lee. It's Liemo. I just want to hear his opinion. It seems that Mr. Ren almost forgot about this Director Lee. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Liemo and Xia King appeared in front of the Weehua building on time. Sir, do you have an appointment? A security guard wearing white gloves came forward. Xia King took out an ID card from her briefcase. Director Liemo. The security guard saluted respectfully. It's still Mr. Ren's assistant who is careful and sent the ID card. Otherwise it would be a joke today. Liemo thought to himself that as a director of the company, being turned away by the security guard was a big news. Director Lee, you are here. Walking into the building, Assistant Ren in a grey suit came to greet him. Please come this way. The directors are almost here. She winked at Xia King next to her. Come to my office later. I'll have something good for you. The meeting room was on the 28th floor, and the elevator was very fast. Liemo pushed open the door of the meeting room, and dozens of shareholders inside showed surprised eyes. Who is this guy? Don't you know that the board of directors is in session? President Ren was wearing glasses and sitting in the chairman's seat reading materials. Come on, the seat has always been reserved for you. Seeing Liemo coming, he took off his glasses and greeted him. Is this guy the mysterious shareholder? Too young. When they saw President Ren, who was always serious, pulling the young man to the seat that had always been vacant, they speculated. Ahem. Before this board of directors meeting, let me introduce someone to everyone. President Ren said. He is a shareholder of our Weehua, and also the creator of the Starry Sky mobile phone system. Everyone applaud and welcome him. Papa. So the Starry Sky system was made by him, no wonder. President Ren waved his hand, and the meeting room suddenly became silent. Today's topic is whether we should get involved in the mobile phone chip manufacturing industry. Liemo didn't expect to encounter such a major topic in his first board meeting. Mobile phone chip manufacturing. Everyone knows that we have occupied more than half of the international high-end mobile phone market, and the growth momentum is good. It is expected that by the first quarter of next year, we will surpass the Fruit Company to become the world's largest high-end mobile phone manufacturer. Due to the superior performance of the Starry Sky mobile phone system, we have no rivals in software. The question now is whether we should go a step further in hardware and have the ability to directly produce mobile phone chips. Everyone, please express your opinions. After speaking, Mr. Ren leaned back in his chair and closed his eyes. There was silence in the meeting room. Let me say a few words first. A middle-aged man wearing gold-rimmed glasses spoke first. I think we already have the ability to design chips. The parameters and performance of Pixio 9000 have surpassed Apple's A14 Bionic chip. There is no need to produce directly. Although Huawei has achieved good results in recent years, these results have all turned into investment. Everyone doesn't get much dividends, don't you think? That's right, Leo Chen is right. Doesn't Apple also use OEM? An older man next to him spoke up. The chip industry is too expensive and risky. I suggest not to do it. We can find Techless to manufacture the chips we designed. If Techless doesn't want to, we can give the order to 4-star company. At worst, we can directly buy the low-pass mobile phone Snapdragon 888. I don't believe that I can't buy chips with money. There is no need to make chips ourselves. Mr. Ren, you have to think twice. Chips are not something that ordinary people can afford. Hundreds of billions of investment can only make a little splash. In the meeting room, the majority of directors opposed. Mr. Ren's eyes twitched. The atmosphere in the meeting room became solemn, and the air seemed to be much thicker. Liemo looked around and said, as a member of WeHa, although I have given all my voting rights to Mr. Ren, I still have the right to speak. You have full right to speak. The board secretary, who was taking notes at the side, said with a bright look in his eyes. Just now our director compared WeHa with the fruit company. I don't agree with it. Do you know what the biggest difference between us and the fruit company is? Liemo asked. Currently, WeHa and the fruit company are both first-class high-tech companies, and their mobile phones are also the best-selling. Are the names different? A director asked jokingly. Liemo shook his head. The biggest difference is that our environments are different. As for why they are different, I think everyone can understand without saying it. If one day, Taipower, 4-star, and even Liang can't manufacture for us, and Locom won't sell chips to us, what should we do? Should we tell consumers, sorry, we can't let you buy a satisfactory mobile phone because we don't have chips at WeHa? The problem involved here is no longer something that can be solved with money. The directors present were silent. They were not short-sighted people. This possibility really existed. Chip manufacturing and R&D does require huge funds. If we can't make 5 nanometers, we can start with 7 nanometers. If we can't make 7 nanometers, we can choose 10 nanometers as a breakthrough target. There are always more solutions and problems. Has China developed from poverty to today by relying on foreign technology? Okay, that's my point of view. Thank you everyone. Silence, silence, silence. The conference room was silent. Thank you Director Lee for your wonderful speech. Now everyone can raise their hands to vote. President Ren opened his eyes full of dignity. Before the vote, I hope everyone understands that the cell phone chip involves our future for China. Please raise your hands if you agree to launch the chip project. 1, 2, 3, 8 directors raised their right hands without hesitation. 9, 10, 11. All directors raised their right hands. Chapter 173, Using Trade to Support Technology. Northern Europe, the Norwegian Academy of Arts and Sciences. In a simple conference room, 5 professors of different ages are sitting. They are the selection committee for the 5 Abel Prize winners. Professor Stormer, who was in the lead, opened an envelope and read out loud while wearing glasses. Recommender. Professor Siding of Oxford University, recommended. Professor Labrador of Oxford University, recommendation. Reason, contributions to topological distribution. The second envelope, recommender. Professor Nicholas of Moscow International University, Russia, recommended. Professor Dokmov of the University of Science and Technology, recommendation. Reason, building a new bridge between mathematics and theoretical physics. The third envelope, the sixth envelope, recommender. Professor Isk of Cambridge University, recommended. Liemo, a graduate student of Yenching University in China, recommendation. Reason, limit conversion theory. The 7th envelope, the 15th envelope, recommender. Professor Crump of the University of California, recommended. Liemo, a graduate student of Yenching University in China, recommendation. Reason, limit conversion theory. After reading more than 30 letters, the elderly Professor Stormer looked a little tired. So far, among the recommendees, Liemo, a graduate student from Yenching University, topped the list with 5 votes, followed by Professor Labrador of the Department of Mathematics at Oxford University. What do you think of these 2 award candidates? Although the Abel Prize is not as well known as the Fitz Prize, it is also known as the Little Nobel Prize. And the amount of the prize money is roughly similar to that of the Nobel Prize. So every year it attracts the attention of many professors and scholars who have made new achievements in mathematics. The Abel Prize in previous years has been awarded to mathematics professors or scholars. This Yenching University graduate student Liemo, and the Abel Prize does not stipulate that those with high recommendation votes will definitely win. I think the award should be given to Professor Labrador. His theory has been confirmed. Committee member Professor CID said first. I also think Professor Labrador is more suitable. He has been working hard in the mathematics community over the years and should be praised. Committee member Professor Milner also agreed. Professor Stormer watched coldly. Their answers missed the most critical issue, that is, Liemo is still just a graduate student. Should you win the award for your hard work, then the Abel Prize should be changed to the Dedication Award. The reason for not saying it is the biggest reason. He sighed in his heart that the stinky rule of seniority in the mathematics community still exists. He didn't care who Liemo was. Even if the young man was just an elementary school student, as long as he achieved results, the award should be given to him, so as not to disgrace the original intention of the Abel Prize. Professor Sine, his old friend, was spinning his pen in boredom. Professor Stormer was thinking, I wonder what Professor Sine thinks? He knew that this old friend was a man who dared to speak out. Sine stopped the ballpoint pen flying on his fingertips, stared and asked, I would like to ask everyone here, what is the original intention of the Abel Prize? Professor Stormer was overjoyed when he came. Niels Henrik Abel, the greatest mathematician in Norway, made countless mathematical achievements throughout his life, but because he was unknown, he died in poverty. So today's Abel Prize is to help those unknown people in the mathematics world. The judges present all started from obscurity and walked to where they are today. Most of them have experienced that kind of hardship and feel sympathetic. I have read Professor Labrador's selection materials. Although there are many contents involved, they are all summarized on the basis of predecessors. The limo transformation theory proposed by graduate student Liemo is a brand new mathematical theory. It has great achievements in topology and number theory, so my opinion is to award him this year's Abel Prize. Professor Sine is not good at speaking, but he is amazing with his speech speed. Also, last time I was a guest at an old man's house, he was full of praise for the limo transformation. As soon as these words came out, the faces of the four people, including Professor Stormer, changed. They all knew who the old man was that Professor Sine was talking about. Unexpectedly, the limo transformation actually caught his eye. Now raise your hands to vote. Professor Stormer saw that the overall situation had been decided. Please raise your hands if you support Liemo to win this year's Abel Prize. I support. Professor Sine. I support. Professor Anal. I support. Professor Sidi. Support. Professor Milner. Professor Stormer raised his right hand. Support. All votes passed. I will report my name to the Norwegian Academy of Sciences. Thank you for your work. General Manager Ren's office at Yangjing Weihua Company without you today. The result is unpredictable. General Manager Ren personally made tea. Liemo shook his head. This is my first time attending the board of directors, and you used me as a gun. In fact, without me, the result would be the same. Oh, I would like to hear more about it. A smile appeared on General Manager Ren's face. First, for the plan worth tens of billions, I'm afraid you have already made all the preparations, and even the personnel and venue have probably been selected. Liemo stretched out his first finger. Second, Weihua can insist on independence and self-reliance to this day, and I think those directors are not short-sighted people. Liemo stretched out his second finger. General Manager Ren nodded. This young man has new academic achievements, and has also improved a lot in human relations. How can they not see the problems that Huawei needs to face in its continued development? They just feel sorry for the money. Weihua, if you want to be for China, you need to cut through the thorns. Liemo knew that once the chip manufacturing project was launched, Weihua would face extraordinary financial pressure. The tiny chip almost represents the highest level of human practical technology. The chip industry requires huge and massive capital investment, rich and uninterrupted talent reserves, and strong technical support in all aspects. More importantly, the research and development and production of chips require a long time period. Whether it is in the research and development stage, or in the production stage, it can easily take decades. At the same time, the chip industry is still an industry, where the winner takes all, and the loser can almost lose everything. Is there a storm hidden under Mr. Ren's calm appearance? Stop my annual dividend until Weihua chip is profitable. Liemo knew that this was a drop in the bucket, and it would be good to do his best. Oh, I will notify the finance department. Mr. Ren replied, seeing that there was no surprise on Mr. Ren's face, and no excuses. Doing big things without being particular about details, Liemo knew why Weihua could achieve today's achievements. As a scientist, can you give some suggestions for our chip project? Mr. Ren took out a pen and paper. Me? Scientist? At most, I can only be regarded as a scientific researcher with some achievements now. Liemo smiled self-deprecatingly. Hey, researchers, give me some advice. Ren urged. This is Ren's real purpose. Liemo thought for a while and said, I'm not in the chip industry, so I can only give a simple opinion as a bystander. First, in the chip industry, hardware is actually more important than software. Hardware is the foundation. If you want to truly build China's own chip industry, you must start from the basics, from a grain of sand, a lens. Second, use trade to support technology, don't focus directly on the high end. The most advanced chip in the world now is 5nm chip. We can make 50nm chip. China has a complete industrial base and a large population, and 50nm chip may not have no market. In this way, on the one hand, we can accumulate technology, and on the other hand, we can get feedback, so that China's chips can achieve sustainable development. He thought for a while, and determined that there was no better insight. As a layman, I'm sorry to make fun of you for showing off my skills in front of an expert. Starting from the basics, using trade to support technology, it's not easy. Ren pondered carefully. Chapter 174 Abel Prize. Excuse me, are you Liemo? Early in the morning, Liemo was awakened by a call from 0047XXXX. 0047 is the telephone area code for Norway. Wasn't the paper published? Is there anything else to do at the magazine? I am. Who are you? This is the Royal Norwegian Academy of Sciences. Congratulations on winning this year's Abel Prize. Abel Prize? Abel Prize. Abel Prize. The self-possessed and calm Liemo was stunned. He actually won the Abel Prize, the Abel Prize known as the Nobel Prize in Mathematics, the Abel Prize second only to the Fitz Prize. Hello, sir, are you still there? Liemo came back to his senses. Yes, please go ahead. This year's Abel Prize is scheduled to be held at the Royal Norwegian Auditorium on July 1st. I hope you will attend on time then. Do I need to pay the fee in advance? Liemo suddenly asked. Pay the fee? The staff on the other end of the phone was a little puzzled. Of course not. We will send the invitation letter and air ticket to you by mail. And at the award ceremony, you will receive a prize of 6 million Norwegian kroner. After thinking for a while, he whispered again, let me tell you quietly that the Royal Norwegian Academy of Sciences will provide you with free food and accommodation throughout the trip, and you can also invite 5 guests to go with you. The air tickets and accommodation for these guests are also free. You can. Liemo was a little amused. He just asked about the fee to make sure it was not a telephone scam. This enthusiastic staff member actually instigated him to sell the guest quota. It seems that the hardship of mathematicians is known to the world. Thank you for the invitation from the award committee. I will definitely attend on time. After hanging up the phone, Liemo clenched his fists and cheered. The system task was about to be completed. Boss, what's the matter? King heard the noise and pushed open the door. Liemo made an invitation gesture. Miss King, are you interested in traveling to Norway? 2 rosy clouds climbed up King's fair cheeks, and she asked shyly, it's not good for the 2 of us to go, right? Liemo patted his head. What are you thinking about? I'm going to receive an award, and there are 5 places. You are the first person I invite. King was immediately disappointed, but think about it, the first person invited by the boss was her. It is certain that she ranks first in the boss's heart. Yes, that's it. She smiled brightly again. When do you go? What do I need to prepare? As an assistant, she is used to preparing everything in advance. Liemo shook his head. No need to prepare anything. The award ceremony will cover all the food and accommodation. Although the boss told her not to prepare, King still decided to prepare a few beautiful clothes, and then wear beautiful clothes and bathe in the Nordic sea breeze. Liemo looked at King in a daze with a smile on her face, knowing that she must be daydreaming. Shaking his head, he walked out of the dormitory. He wanted to tell the teacher this good news in person. The 2nd floor of the Department of Mathematics. Liemo is here. When will Liemo come to my class and tutor your stupid juniors? Liemo is now a celebrity in the Department of Mathematics. When he passes by the professor's offices, people come up to greet him. What are you looking at? Why don't you go back to prepare for class? Professor Wu rushed out of the office when he heard someone outside mention his students. Fortunately, these old antiques are too shameless. My students also want to abduct them. Those professors who greeted him naturally thought that they had ulterior motives. Want to snatch students from me? No way. I'm the one who dares to sell magazines and sing her university. Liemo, how come you are so free today? Professor Wu pulled his student into the office. Poor T. He also knew that this would make him look a little humble, because this student repeatedly made him proud. Teacher, do you want to travel to Norway? The kind with free food and accommodation. Liemo took the tea with a smile on his face. What kind of travel to Norway? Oh my god, has my student fallen? No, no. Norway, it is the end of June now. What is there in Norway in July? Professor Wu's eyes lit up. Abel? Abel called you? July is the time for the Abel Prize this year. It wasn't Abel who called. How could Abel call? It was the Royal Norwegian Academy of Sciences who called to inform me that I won this year's Abel Prize. His teacher seemed to be very happy. Abel has been dead for hundreds of years. Really? Liemo nodded. Great. Awesome. Great. Great. Professor Wu said all the words of praise he could think of. He now truly understood what it meant to be a teacher's parental heart. Even if he won the Abel Prize, the degree of excitement was no more than this. With the limo conversion? He asked after the excitement. With the limo conversion. Liemo replied. It was not easy to get out of the mathematics department. Liemo shook his head helplessly. He admired his teacher more and more. Professor Wu actually ran to other offices and pulled each professor. My student won the Abel Prize. I'm going to Norway. In the end, Liemo finally escaped from those professors. He took out his phone and called home. Hello, Mom, this is Liemo. How are you doing recently? His mother's voice came from the other end of the phone. Mother, why are you so free today? You don't have to worry about your father and me. Your father has a sinecure in the factory. He just needs to keep an eye on his apprentices every day. I heard that the air quality in your area is not good recently. You must wear a mask when you go out. I know you are very busy with scientific research, but you must take care of your health. Mother, why don't you say anything? Liemo on the other end of the phone had tears in his eyes. He felt that he was not a good son and cared too little for his parents on weekdays. Your son recently won an international award, and the award-giving party provided food and accommodation. So I want to invite you to go together. He wiped the tears from the corners of his eyes. Where are you going? His mother asked. Norway, a country in Northern Europe. Liemo explained. I want to go abroad. No. Besides, there are educated people there. Your father and I have never seen the world. It will embarrass you. His mother said. It's okay. You and my dad have never been abroad. Besides, this is a free quota provided by the awarding body. It would be a waste if we don't go. Liemo knew that his mother hated waste the most. Sure enough, there was a noise on the phone. They were probably discussing. Okay, your dad agreed to go. You need to apply for a passport to go abroad, right? It seems that Mom knows a lot. Liemo said. Don't worry about it. I'll ask someone to help you. He hung up the phone. Who should I invite for the remaining quota? Chapter 175 Internet Celebrity Big Dog. Lanzichen, are you interested in visiting the Norwegian Academy of Sciences? Liemo sent a WeChat message directly. He believed that Lanzichen would not miss this opportunity. The boarding hall of Yanjing International Airport told Lee, I think that girl is good. She is tall, but a little thin. Don't talk nonsense, she is Emo's assistant. Hearing the murmurs of his parents behind him, Liemo turned his head, and two red clouds climbed up Xiaoking's face beside him. Mom, wait here for a while, I'll go to check in. Xiaoking also followed. Boss, I'll help you. Look, how well matched. Liemo's mother whispered. Liemo just pretended not to hear. Hello, how can I help you? The staff at the check-in counter smiled. Liemo took out 5 plane tickets and handed them over. Hello, exchange for boarding passes. Here is the passport. Your destination is Norway, right? The staff took the passport and checked it carefully. Yes. For business or personal reasons? To attend an award ceremony. Okay. Wait a moment. The staff took the passport and walked into the office at the back. Liemo and Xiaoking looked at each other. Is there something wrong with the documents? Just as he was thinking about it, the staff member came out with a passport, followed by a stewardess holding flowers. The stewardess handed over the flowers. "Dear Able Prize winner, welcome to take the Air China flight. Of course, we don't intend to pry into your privacy, but these tickets have been noted when the user's identity is ordered. Even the airlines know that there is no privacy in the era of big data. Thank you." Liemo took the flowers and nodded in thanks. At this time, the passengers who were already passing by had noticed their group. "Hey, look, is this Liemo? Liemo, didn't you see the news last night? The one who just won the Able Prize. Nobel. It's Able. It is said that he is at the same level as Nobel. Let's go and ask him for an autograph." The two young lovers came to Liemo timidly. "Excuse me, are you classmate Liemo?" Liemo smiled and nodded. "Wow, master, are you going to receive the award? Please sign for me. I'm a student of Normal University and you are my idol." He took out a notebook. "Sign here." Liemo wrote on it, "Study hard and make progress every day. By Liemo." The boy took the signature. "Master, you are so simple. Now I can be famous in our class. I actually got master's autograph." The boy was ecstatic. At this time, the girl with the ponytail took out her mobile phone and said, "Master, I have taken a photo of the scene just now and sent it to Weibo. Is that okay?" "Already sent? Act first and ask for permission later." Liemo had to smile and say, "It's okay. Do you want to take a photo together?" "Master, you are so approachable. Cheese. Have a good trip." Watching the young couple leave happily, Liemo couldn't help but shake his head. Has he become a celebrity too? At this time, the stewardess who had just delivered the flowers smiled and said, "Student Liemo, the plane has landed on the apron. To avoid trouble, I suggest you board the plane in advance." Sure enough, passengers around looked at them and whispered, "It seems to be Liemo." Liemo nodded. "Then please help me." "No trouble, it's my honor to serve you." Under the guidance of the stewardess, they were about to pass through the boarding gate one by one. Hey, why can they board the plane first, but we have to wait here?" A young man with a big gold chain and dyed yellow hair pointed at them with his hand, and there were several burly black-clad bodyguards behind him. "Sir, can I see your ticket?" The stewardess bowed slightly. "Erpang, give it to him. We are in the first class." A bodyguard with a mustache handed over the ticket. "Sir, I'm sorry, your flight CA2189 has not arrived yet. You can't enter the airport for the time being," the stewardess said with a smile. "Huh? Do you know who I am?" The young man was furious when he heard this, and the yellow hair on his head fluttered in the wind. "I'm the internet celebrity Big Dog with 50 million fans. If you dare to stop me today, the 50 million dog family army will never agree. You will be socially dead in a minute." The bodyguards behind him lined up one by one, with their hands crossed. Faced with this situation, the flight attendant still smiled. "Security department, security department, there is a disturbance at gate A16. Repeat, there is a disturbance at gate A16. At this time, a middle-aged man who looked like an assistant ran up. "Miss Flight Attendant, I'm sorry, it's a misunderstanding, a misunderstanding." The internet celebrity Big Dog was relentless. "There is nothing to misunderstand. The 50 million dog family army will be afraid of him." The assistant leaned close to his ear and whispered a few words. The internet celebrity Big Dog turned his head away reluctantly. "Miss, look at this." The assistant bowed deeply. Security, the A16 dispute has been resolved." The stewardess took out the intercom. Watching the stewardess lead the group through the boarding gate, the assistant retracted his gaze. "Pa." He slapped the internet celebrity Dagao in the face. The internet celebrity Dagao looked confused. "Why did you hit me?" The lipstick on his lips was smeared by the slap. The bodyguards around him turned their heads away, pretending not to see it. "Hit you? Do you know who that was just now?" Liemo. Liemo, who went to the Able Awards. Liemo, who has been on national television several times. "Fortunately, I'm well informed, otherwise I would have been screwed by you today," the assistant said and swung his arm again. "Don't hit me, Brother Wang, don't hit me. I have to broadcast live later. It would be bad if those little sisters saw it." The internet celebrity Dagao held his head. "HMPH. I'll let you off today." You have to remember that without a company, you're just a waiter in a dance hall. The assistant stopped when he saw people around taking out their phones to take pictures. Liam, who had already boarded the plane, didn't know what happened next. At this time, he was taking the mineral water handed over by the stewardess. Miss Stewardess, I heard there is juice on the plane. Is that true? Liam's mother raised her hand and asked. Yes, please wait a moment, auntie. Miss Stewardess, I heard there is cake on the plane. Is that true? Yes, please wait a moment, auntie. Miss Stewardess, I heard there is coffee on the plane. Is that true? Liam's father touched her gently with his arm. The stewardess smiled sympathetically. We have all these on the plane. Wait a moment, and it will be served right away. Look, everyone else said there was. Why did you touch me? Liam's mother widened her eyes. Dear passengers, welcome to the CA6618 flight from Yanjing to Oslo. The plane is about to take off. I wish you all a pleasant journey. A sweet voice came from the radio. Dad, look, the plane is flying so high, the people on the ground are like ants. Liam's mother pointed out the window. Liam's father shook his head helplessly. The plane hasn't taken off yet. Those are real ants. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.